Hey, party people! Welcome back. This is going to be episode 4A of the Split Party podcast. If you haven't already, we're on Twitter and Instagram and YouTube now. Go check us out. Give us a follow. If it's something that you've been liking, you can even join us on Discord, hang out with the community. But like always, we are going to dive in straight into the recap and then talk about where we left off in the last session. And then right then and there, it's into player agency. Players take over. So, Moonar, 35th of Stivos, 301st year of Dark Reign. To the victor went the spoils, the saying was, in war, in life, in challenge, in adventure. But what of redeeming souls? Was the victor that which was now gone, or was it Rylon in strengthening his faith and purpose? Could there be two victors? They fled, then fled some more, and fended and hid. Not always was the sword the necessary method of combat. Fools sought revenge, but fools could be victors too. And in this case, there were no spoils of wealth. The shadow steel scales crumbled to dust and fitted off with the wind as it staggered through the field they stood in. Or could the spoils be considered that which came from far later? The triumph of reaching Nov Ostoya in one piece? Perhaps the saying was not so clearly defined as the words suggested. There'd be time to think on those words, and many more, but not much. Dark Reign was near. Only 2 days more now. If the people were any indicator of what the party should be doing, it would be preparing themselves and making peace with their deities. Though the party rarely listened to signs in front of them, no. Ignoring the signs was half the journey, and it made the story all the more exciting for me to tell you. So, diving back in, where we left off in the last session, you guys had encountered Salathir and Rylon. You guys all, like, two of you got pretty messed up in that fight. But you guys were able to pull off the tiny hut when you were getting attacked, and then Rylon had a kind of a lengthy heart-to-heart with Salathir, and it resulted in Salathir actually kind of, as Jimmy had described at the end of last session, like redeeming a lost soul, which is kind of something that goes along the whole Seraph kind of guidelines, I guess. And once that was done, they continued journeying on towards Nov Ostoya, where they made it, and they found that the outside of the walls were being patrolled by undead, kind of like guarding it. They walked right past the undead. The undead didn't seem to mind them at all, and the doors, the gates into the city were unmanned. In fact, the entire city was apparently unmanned by guards. It was just people, and they didn't really seem to need any law figures around. They were all kind of handling themselves well and organized, and all just kind of cogs in a machine. There wasn't really any crime or any horrible things going on, and people were in long lines to get in, to get nails and boards and spears and food and just other things that they would need to prepare for Dark Reign, this week-long period where the whole world is just wrapped in darkness, or at least the whole continent is. And then after they had experienced that and talked to some people, including a very mysterious guy that when they asked for his name, he said, "Oh, just call me Mister." After that, they went into a nearby inn where there was an ogresh waiter walking around and a Waishal-kind barman standing on the bar walking around and cleaning it. They found very quickly that silver seems to be the main form of currency right now in preparation for Dark Reign. Their food, for example, costs them 3 silver per meal or 8 gold pieces, which anyone who knows D&D, that's like you either pay 3 silver or you pay like 24 times that 3 silver. It's a big difference. And then for food, for a place to stay for the night, it would have cost them 4 silver a night, or 10 gold pieces, or 1 platinum, which is outrageous. It's like Nezzy said, the economy has kind of been like tipped on its head in this kind of preparation for this event. Silver is very valuable right now. But with that being said, we ended off the session at the very end of it with Olinda finally reaching out to Eamon, and he had asked Matisse, or he had asked her directly, what was the first spell that she learned, and she said, "Don't ask me a question that I don't remember the answer to," and just kind of left it at that, and that's where we ended the session. So with that being said, the four of you are sitting at that table in the inn, and Eamon, you just got this news from your sister.
Gotcha. He would be sitting there, leaning back in his chair, just with a frown on his face after finishing his sentence, listening to the reply. Yeah. Rylon.
Well, hold on. Let me finish eating this steak right here. Yes. Eamon, yes?
He looks at you pretty unamused. I don't think that my sister is doing so well.
What do you mean?
Something was wrong. I asked her pretty directly what the first spell she learned was. And this spell is the same one that got her into so much trouble with the people around us. And this is the original reason she went to the Raven Court Sanctuary. So, I can't see why she would not remember why this what this spell was.
And if you don't mind me asking, what was the spell?
It was a simple illusion spell. Something very simple that she used to, cause mischief around the village. And it did not turn out very well for her.
Sounds like minor illusion.
Minor illusion.
He points over to you, nods. So there you go. But I can't see why someone who has been studying magic for so long would not be able to remember such a simple spell. He called it out, and I don't even know if he can use it.
Oh, no, that was it was actually the first spell that I learned.
Oh, see? And he remembers that, but he just kind of puts a pout on his face, looks pretty annoyed.
Well, you did say that when you're at the Raven Court, you're sworn to secrecy, right? So perhaps there's some sort of onboarding process that you're supposed to forego your past life to kind of establish something new once you arrive on the sanctuary.
Yes, but not to forget your memory. No, she know who I was. She must remember what her life was like back home. So why would she not remember this spell? It just seemed odd. Very odd.
So, I'm sorry. What are you saying here, exactly?
That I saw my sister get disintegrated in front of me in a vision, and now...
A dream.
He looks back at you and gives you a casual shrug. A dream, but I saw that happen, and I have attempted to contact her for some time. And now, when finally regaining contact, she says she's all fine, but she just can't remember what this spell is. And what I'm saying is that does not make sense to me. It doesn't add up.
Okay, so let's go through what we know, right? That's how I like to work.
Okay.
You, how did you contact her?
Via Rylon here. He waves a hand over to Rylon.
Yes, I sent my friend Matisse, who in recent events is now familiar with his sister Olinda at the Raven Court. I sent her a couple of, sending messages to become familiar with his sister and to make sure that she was doing all right. And then, after much exchange, told her directly to contact Eamon, which I imagine, as I kind of Rylon emotions towards Eamon, that she has just done, right?
It was her voice.
Sending. Okay. So, it's not a spell that I ever learned, but I think I remember correctly, and I'm correct in saying that there are stipulations with the spell. Yes, requirements, so to speak.
Right.
Mhm.
And I may be wrong, but one of those requirements is that you know the person that you're sending this to.
That is correct.
Stazriel nods.
So, it had to be, if not her, because of course people can, I could probably make myself look like somebody else, right? They would have had to know you.
And the limits on this magic. I mean, these are very powerful mages. Let's say that they use magic to see Rylon, and then saw me too.
Okay, so scrying. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I get what I was
So
saying.
there you go. What that is, yes.
That could work. I'm not particularly knowledgeable about scrying spells, but I suppose it could work. I don't know what spell could just pop up a scry anywhere. I mean, I have one spell that does a similar thing, but not halfway across a continent. You know.
He gives you another shrug. I don't know too much about magic, but I know it's dangerous enough to worry about.
Mm-hmm. Well, it would make sense, I suppose. So you think this, who is it that you contacted? Sorry, Rylon?
Matisse, she's a friend of mine, and the rest of my friends that traveled northward that we met back in Ulstenberg.
Okay. And Matisse is trustworthy, and Matisse knows your sister.
How close a friend?
I mean, we traveled with her, we kept her safe and promised her a way to cure her affliction by bringing her to Fallowheart, which eventually led us to meet the druid who brought her to the Raven Court. Now, the druid was a protector of Fallowheart and pretty renowned in that area of Ostoya, so...
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we only met the man for probably like 10 minutes at best. So
it was like an hour or 30 minutes.
About 10 minutes at best. So, to be completely honest with you, whether his intentions with her were true is beyond me, but we gave him the benefit of the doubt, considering how dire in how less of a timeline we were dealing with while we were there. But, I mean, I trust her. We've been through a lot in a short amount of time, and I feel like we've grown a bond.
And this woman went to the Raven Court, and so that's how she knows of Eamon's sister. And
Yes, I told her to specifically look for her, as requested by Eamon.
She raises a finger, and she seemed to know of her, but not be too close. Like, she had to go find her. But now they are apparently close enough to be right next to each other. That's it. At the opportune time, you know?
Raven Court is just, I suppose, comparisons to a college wouldn't be unfounded, right?
I mean, exactly. You know what I mean? It's like you travel somewhere, and then there's a friend of a friend there, so it's like,
Yes.
oh, why not be close companions while we, are about this place? She's my friend, and and Olinda's your sister. It's only natural that they become friends.
Mm-hmm.
So, perhaps I am being paranoid. So how do I find out?
Well, I don't think you're necessarily being paranoid. I do think it's odd that someone wouldn't remember the first spell that they learned. That does strike me as an odd thing. I mean, I certainly remember it, and I would assume that most people, unless something happened to their memory or them themselves, would also remember such a detail. I mean, it's a big thing the first spell you learn.
Yes, and unfortunately, I don't have the power currently to do anything about that, to find this knowledge. I mean, I could try to prey on it, but even then,
So they could be watching us right now. He looks to Ilfharyn for like confirmation.
Again, my knowledge on scrying spells is not the best. But, possibly? I don't know how powerful these mages are exactly, but, possibly.
I mean, perhaps there's some sort of library here, or some sort of arcane shop of sorts, like a magic store we could go to and maybe ask these kind of questions.
I mean, I believe that there was the only spell I can think of is, you can, scry where you've been before. I believe that's correct.
I see.
Or, somewhere you can see, for example. Or I have one called, what's the name of it? Ilfharyn opens the spell book, flicks through. Arcane Eye, that's the one. It's like a little, well, it's invisible, but, you can, kind of fly it around for, say, an hour.
And you can see from this eye?
Correct.
There's probably many uses for such a thing.
A great many uses, yes.
I have a question, Eamon.
Yes?
Do you happen to have anything of Olinda's on your person?
He lights out a sign and thinks.
Something that she perhaps gave you, or you guys had some sort of bond over before she left?
Like I mentioned, we didn't leave on the best of terms. I don't have anything specifically from her.
Okay.
We all wear the same signet ring, and he raises his hands, and his family ring's on with his crest on it. But other than that, no.
I look over towards Ilfharyn. You don't suppose that she's using that ring to scry on Eamon, do you?
I'm sorry, I'm not following.
She is familiar with the people of that she's with. If she has the ring, right, if he thinks that there's some nefarious situations going out the Raven Court, all they have to do is take one look at her ring, and if they know that everyone in her family has such an item, they could use that to try to reach out and look at Eamon.
An item, it doesn't sound right to me,
Right.
to be honest. If they knew him, maybe. That's possible. But then, evidently, what I feel like you're almost saying is that, something has happened to her, right? Maybe something to her herself, or that somebody is being her. Yes? Like pretending to be her.
I don't know, and that worries me.
Right. Well, I wouldn't. Yeah, maybe they could have scryed. I don't know, but there's a lack of details here, and I wouldn't feel comfortable making assumptions until you know more. But Raven Court is a faraway place, not just distance-wise, but it's divorced from us.
I suppose it will sit at the back of my head for a little longer.
Mm-hmm. But I don't really know how to find out these details. I think it's unfortunately it's just something that for the time being at least you're just going to have to live with.
He taps his ring on the table as he leans forward and says, okay, so let us move on from one problem to another.
Well, Eamon, if it makes you feel any better, I could pray on it, and tomorrow I could potentially ask Solima, see what the answer is.
He looks at you and says, let's keep your god out of business with me, and
I mean, I'm not trying to be rude, but my god, Seraph, she's not really a god, but my arch Seraph is in charge of this neck of the woods. If she has vision of anything, it is around here, and all I can do is ask her one question throughout for a ritual, and she answers for me truthfully.
But, Rylon, how do you think that she's going to answer your question if she has that vow of silence or whatever she has?
I squint my eyes at him. So then, scratch that. Zabriel will answer the question for us because he's the god of knowledge and also aka the know-it-all, and he'll be able to answer the question for you. But if you prefer not to deal with deities, that is fine.
Yes. Let us keep the gods out of it for now.
Fair enough.
Eamon, I can't help but notice that you've shrugged off our faith a couple times now. For what? You aren't a man of faith.
Your faith is your own, and while I certainly appreciate the healing abilities of Rylon here, I have no interest in involving myself with the matters of powerful beings like gods, or deities, or seraphs. Raises a finger.
Right. Okay. Well, all this being said, it's been a long day of traveling. I'm going to. What was his name again? The ogreish fellow.
Why don't you ask him?
I thought it was Ogar. Was it not Ogre?
I do not believe that it was. No.
I see.
Stesriel is being on the inside seat of his bench alongside Ilfharyn. Like looks at Ilfharyn and kind of, excuse me if you don't mind.
Ilfharyn shuffles up silently, gets out of the booth to allow him out.
Stazriel stands up and fishes out a single platinum piece from his robe. Judging by the lack of jingling, it's probably his only one, and makes his way over towards the ogreish man. He has a quiet conversation with him, in which the ogreish man points him at the front desk, and he makes his way over there, or the bar, I should say. And he makes his way over to the bar, and another quiet conversation, and soon he's got a key in his hand, and he's kind of like jingling it towards you guys. I'm going to go up to my room now and sleep. Rylon, you might want to consider doing the same. He looks at you very pointedly.
All right, Dad. All right, boys. I guess it's best for me to head up to sleep tonight. I did use a lot of my energy, so.
You also are kind of like working on bought time with that illusionary spell that was trapped in that gem.
All right, boys. I'll catch you in the morning.
See you then.
And I get up and grab me a key and pay for a room. You said it was 1 platinum, right?
It is 1 platinum or 4 silver.
Yeah, I don't got that. So I hand him 1 platinum and I take my key and I make my way to my room.
Okay. Cool. The rooms are upstairs. It's like a 3-story inn. The base floor is kind of like where all the general inn sort of stuff is, and then there's the 2nd floor and 3rd floor are for guests. And Rylon's room is on the 3rd floor, 307, and Stazriel breaks off onto the 2nd floor and starts headed down the hall. He's probably on the 2nd floor.
All right, I just go into my room and I will set up some candles and some what's it called?
Incense?
Incense, yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just issue a small prayer to Solima and kind of asking for her wisdom in what exactly is going on in not only the Raven Court, but in Nov Ostoya as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of not really expecting an answer, but just kind of a feeling, if anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And is it an immediate response that you get back, kind of?
I mean, no, it doesn't have to be.
Okay. I'm gonna let that
No,
sit for a moment.
Yeah, I'm not casting any spells or anything, but I'm just going.
Oh, I'm thinking of commune. Sorry.
Yeah,
thinking
I'm
of-
not communing right now. So,
Okay.
I'm just, it's just a very natural kind of, speaking to the air type of thing.
Yeah, I got you. Okay. Got you. I'm gonna let that sit for a bit then.
Yep.
Coming back downstairs, what about Ilfharyn and Eamon?
So did you say you are helping me get the room here, or?
You have little in the way of coin, yes?
He'd reach into his coin pouch and pull out one, like 4 fingers and a coin between each finger, and say, "This is it."
Are they gold?
They are gold.
So he literally has 3 pieces of gold.
4.
If you
Sorry,
hold up
I
4
can't
fingers-
count. I can't count, Prowler. He's got 2 in one of the fingers. That's obviously what I meant.
I mean, you have a thumb too, but okay.
Shh. It's totally what I.
Got it.
But yes, he has 4 gold pieces total.
Interesting. Okay. How about this? I'll pay for the room. Right? I'm assuming these rooms will just have the one bed.
Yes, they would be.
Okay. You take
I mean,
the
you could
bed.
probably get a room with 2 beds.
Nah, fuck that. Right? Fuck that. This guy's already ripping us off, okay?
All right.
You take the bed, and I'll just roll out a bedroll on the floor, and I'll just meditate, and then I'll leave.
Gives you the okay sign. Yeah, that sounds good to me, boss. I figured it was going to be that anyway. I appreciate the confirmation on the bed, though.
Okay. Great. Okay.
Okay. He stands up.
Ilfharyn pulls his bag around. He's still sitting down. Delves inside. Once again, there's a fair bit of clattering going on in there.
Mm-hmm.
Pulls out platinum and hands it over to Eamon.
Leans over and takes it.
So, get the key and just come back here. Tell me what room it is. I want to sate my curiosity just for a moment and cast a ritual.
Okay.
You said that out loud, right?
Yeah, I said that to you. Yeah.
Okay. You want to cast a ritual
Perform, really.
in the room, or?
Yes, I mean it's a spell. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant here in the middle of this man's fine inn.
Well, I did mean that. Yes.
So not in the room. He points up again.
No, here. You see, you said that you were wondering if they were scrying on you, right?
Yes.
See, I didn't actually prepare detect magic, but I do have the spell itself can be cast as a ritual.
Oh, okay. I will go get the key then.
So just come back, tell me the room you can go up, and I'll be 10 minutes.
Okay. He walks over to the man and pays him the platinum.
Mm-hmm. And which one are you walking to? The Wacial kind or the Ogrish?
I'm gonna walk over to the puppet, to the Wacial kind.
You serve beer.
Yeah, he serves beer. Let's see if he gives me rooms too.
Okay. He is like busy. Like his back is facing towards the bar. He's behind the bar, facing the wall, kind of. And he looks like he's just going about cleaning dishes. Like the table that is behind the bar is much shorter than the bar itself, like Wacial kind sized.
Excuse me, sir?
Still cleaning. Then he pauses, and with a couple cracks, his head turns all the way around and he faces you.
Yeah, I'm not going to get used to that. I'm trying to get a room.
He blinks one eye and then the other, like as if they're meant to be blinked together, but just not synced up. And he turns his whole body around, keeping his head like locked on you the whole time. And then steps over and disappears behind the bar. And then you see a hand grip the edge of the bar as he like climbs up on top of the bar. And he's holding a key in his hand, but he has he holds it in front of himself and then brings it behind his back and then puts out his other hand to accept payment.
How much? How much?
He blinks a couple times at you.
Do I remember this thing?
Silver.
Oh, there you are. Okay, 4 silver or 1
10
platinum.
gold.
10 gold.
Yes.
Yes, 1 platinum. Okay, alright. Here you go. He flips him the platinum coin.
And he doesn't catch it, waits for it to land, and then like bends over and picks it up off of the bar, and then brings his hand around in front of him, like switching the one that now has the coin behind himself, and bringing forth the one that has the key, and kind of like dangling it by the ring.
Alright, yeah, I'm gonna try to take the key here.
He lets you, and then he immediately, without even saying anything else, making any other gestures, just turns around 180, hops off the bar, and goes back to washing those dishes.
Huh. Not much of a conversationalist, he says as he wanders back up and then back off and then up the stairs.
Okay. By the way, the key has kind of like an engraving on it, number 205.
I head to the 2nd floor and I look for 205.
Yep. It's the third one on your right. Easy to find.
Yep, I go in there. Well, check it out and go chill out while Ilfharyn's doing his thing.
The room is small and quaint. It has windows that are already boarded up, probably in preparation for dark rain, and so they're like slivers of well, the moons are pretty much almost all gone, so there wouldn't be moonlight coming through. Yeah, just like slivers of gaps between the boards. And it's a single bed. It looks like a fairly comfortable bed, if nothing else. And it has 2 pillows, and the floors are wooden, and there's a dresser. So like the bed is on your left side against the wall when you come in, and the dresser is like all the way against the right wall, leaving like a space of maybe 6 feet between the bed and the dresser. And that's it. That is the room. A window, a bed, and a dresser.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna head over to the dresser, make sure that the previous tenant didn't leave any kind of fucking nasty shit in my room, check under the bed for bed bugs, and then take a seat and relax until Ilfharyn comes over here.
Not nasty shit, but there is actually a pair of trousers and a shirt in the top left drawer of it. It's like 2 columns of drawers, so one on the left, one on the right, and then they go down in rows, go down in columns. Probably like 3 down, so like a total of 6 drawers.
Alright, I'll take them out, lay them out. They seem like they're like peasant clothing or what?
They're like pretty middle class clothing, not quite the best gone noble family tier, but they'll get you by. It's like an off-white sort of long sleeve button up, and like some brown trousers.
Oh yeah, he goes ahead and checks the trouser pockets, and then tosses them back in the dresser for now.
2 bronze.
2 browns. Copper?
Yeah, copper, sorry.
Yeah, he takes it, pockets it for good luck, and I throw on that shirt with my blue vest because my previous shirt is completely ruined.
Yeah, weird coincidence that that set of clothing was there, and that your clothes were also destroyed.
Quite odd indeed. He would look at his pants. Do they seem to match the same shade?
They're close. Like your pants are just a little bit darker, maybe.
He would look at the fine stitching in his pants and general expensive nature of them, and then he'd think, probably better idea to switch these out and not look so fancy. And he would just swap out for the middle class clothing. pack his torn higher class clothing up in his bag. And that's what I can do.
Dang. That's tough.
It is tough. I look like a peasant.
Okay, and so what's Ilfharyn doing?
The moment that Eamon leaves, he puts his spellbook on the table, opens it up, and he begins ritual casting.
Detect magic.
Verbal and nobody at the table moving his hands
A little
around
bit weird.
with the book in front of him. Yeah, it's
Definitely looks weird
absolutely
to
weird.
anyone
Yeah.
else who's in the bar. And there's still like
He
other
spends-
people at different
He
tables.
spends 10 minutes doing this.
10 minutes.
10
Ilfharyn is
minutes.
definitely that weird kid in the back of the class,
True.
like talking to himself.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you're doing this for 10 minutes. This is probably the time that
Yep.
it takes for Rylon to like get his stuff set up and for him to do his sort of prayer and kind of ask that question. And then probably the same kind of thing for Eamon. Like he's going upstairs and he's checking the room, inspecting everything, sees these clothes, laying them out, switching them. So all these kind of actions are happening at the same time. And as you cast detect magic,
It's just to sate his curiosity. Just because of all of this scrying talk, and he doesn't really.
what
know the
exactly does it
specifics of
detect?
It detects magic.
And then like tells you what school it is, right?
It tells you what school is and allows you to see it. It's objects, creatures. I mean, you can sort of flavor the vision of it however you want.
Uh-huh.
I guess. You could do like an aura, or I think that's what you did with the chain.
You detect not only magic coming from yourself, like from that package that you're carrying with you. I'm not even sure what school that would be. I don't think it would be a school.
Yeah, don't worry
that I
about
can
the
think
school.
of. And then you detect illusionary magic as well.
Illusionary magic where?
On the 3rd floor.
It's probably me, dude.
On the 3rd floor. Interesting. All right. Ilfharyn will go to the 3rd floor.
Okay. Jimmy, what room did I say that you're in?
307.
307. Okay, your detect magic leads you to 307.
There is a knock at the door.
Just as there's a knock at the door, Rylon, the room feels cold. Like it was kind of a middling temperature between cold and sort of comfortable, like just a little bit chilly, but now it's cold.
I open my eyes as they kind of give a glint of radiance as I try to. I'm assuming at this point has the disguise self spell worn off. I don't know how long it's been.
It's got a few more minutes left,
A
probably.
few more minutes? Okay. And I hear the knock, and I get up, and I slowly make my way towards the door, and kind of like reaching for my nightly sword at my side, I kind of slowly kind of creak it open, just peeking through. Can I help you? It's occupied.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry. This makes sense now. Yes. I completely forgot that you had an illusion on.
what?
The illusion.
What about it?
I was trying to detect if there was any scrying going on, and I just saw an illusion up here, so I thought I'd investigate.
And hold on. Out of curiosity, Ilfharyn, what if it was not me? What would you have done? If it was, let's say, a dragonborn or an elf standing at this door, not me.
I would have asked a few questions. That's all.
You would have interrogated some random person at the end.
I mean, they would have had an illusion on them. Yes.
All right,
Yeah,
fair enough.
it's interesting, you know. By the way, do you know what room Eamon bought with the platinum I gave him?
No, I left long before he did. You guys were still sitting at a table. But I kind of like lean my head out of the doorway, looking both sides of the hallway. You are Ilfharyn, are you?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know. I don't think he's on this floor, because I don't believe I heard anybody come around here besides you.
Right. I'll go and ask the little wooden man.
Right. I just
It's-
closed the door.
Good night.
As you close the door, Rylon, you do hear like it's in your head, definitely. There's no mistaking that. You do not hear it from the outside of this building or anything like that. But it's like in the distance of your mind, like not even in the forefront, you hear the angry thrashing and crashing of waves against rocks.
Interesting. Okay. I resume my meditative pose, I guess, kind of like on my knees, kind of like sitting back on my legs, and just kind of hands on my lap, just kind of eyes closed, just kind of in my zone.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's it.
Okay. And then Ilfharyn, I suppose, goes back down to the first floor, huh?
You would actually notice some magic coming from the room
Oh, okay.
because of a.
Oh, yeah,
magical-
true. Very true.
I don't know what school magic would be. Probably closest to like abjuration or something.
I would think so. Yeah. You do. Sorry, I forgot about that. You do feel some other magic coming from the second floor.
Alright. We'll stop there on the way down, sure.
What floor, or sorry, what room did I say you were in?
Oh, come on. 20 something. 204?
207, I think.
207? There you go.
Or no, 205. 205. It was 205. Third one on the right.
Okay, there you
I
go.
remember
Third
now.
one on the right. There you
I'm
go.
sorry. It's been a long day. You make your way, if you're following it, Ilfharyn, to the third floor on the right, on the second floor.
Alright. I go to the door. There's a knock at the door.
I just imagine him like tracking out every single magic user within 30 feet of him at all times and just like checking in on them, seeing what they're all about.
A fucking
Hey,
narc,
what's
dude.
up?
He's a fucking narc.
Yeah, sure. So he'd be kind of sitting on the bed, finishing like, taking off his new shirt and changing into his nice nightgown that has the arms ripped. They're like in ribbons. And I'm going to quickly cast a spell under my breath real quick. Hearing the knock at the door. And I'm going to cast Detect Evil and Good.
Oh, okay.
So, within 30 feet of me, I know the presence of celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead. Or magically
Okay.
consecrated or desecrated ground.
You do detect the feeling of celestial
Mm-hmm.
coming from the third floor,
Yeah, that's my boy.
and the second floor.
He'd look around. Oh, right. He'd like look to it. Right.
Look through the wall, and then it would click. Yeah, light
Yeah.
bulb with that.
Gotcha.
And does Ilfharyn count as undead?
No. He's
Okay.
not. Fool, that's a conversation to be had, I guess.
That is a conversation to be had.
All right, let's get
Definitely.
Ghostfire
don't
on the phone. Get Ghostfire on the phone with that.
Yeah, I'd say you detect undead.
That's your call? I'm
Not,
undead now?
not from the second floor, from outside the building,
Oh.
Alright, thank God.
How, like,
passing by.
Oh, passing by. Okay, so the creature
you-
seems
you-
to continue passing.
You like don't detect it, and then you detect it, and then you don't detect it.
Alright. He lets out a little sigh of relief and he stands up and goes and peeks open the door slightly. Oh. And he opens the door. Hello?
This is a pleasant coincidence.
Aren't you just coming to the room?
How would I have known that it's this room?
Asked the little puppet man?
I
or
said
bartender?
come back and tell me.
Oh. He scratches the back of his head. Right. Sorry, I'm quite tired, and well, I had some things to do. Had to get changed. He'd be in his nightgown.
Ilfharyn walks in. Where is this abjuration? What is this abjuration coming from? Exactly. Is it like an item? Is it you?
It's definitely coming from him.
Yeah.
So it is an aura all around him.
Mostly around my head.
Mostly around your head. Okay. Ilfharyn kind of points at your head. What's with the magic?
He knocks on your door. He
You
knocks on your head.
would close the door and walk into the room.
No, Farron walks in the room, so no head.
He goes and sits on the bed, crisscross.
What's with the magic?
That is a personal question, a little bit, but It's nothing to be worried about. Just a bit odd, I suppose. He'd kind of split his hair apart, like slightly, and like lean his head forwards, and one of basically where his hair was, in between like a mess of his hair, there's like a long tendril that is like burrowed into the top of his like scalp. It's real gross looking.
Mm-hmm.
Just mixed in with his hair.
I can actually get a picture of it if you'd like.
Yeah, go ahead.
And this is abjuration.
Yeah, I would
It's the
assume
same.
that's the closest.
Okay,
doesn't-
Yeah, that'd be my guess as well.
Not like necromancy.
No necromancy.
If you look in D&D 2A, you'll see a picture of it.
Well,
That's a personal thing. What is it? A pet?
Not quite a helpful yet unenjoyable friend, I suppose.
Ah.
A happy accident, as it were.
Okay.
I got a bad deal out of a magic item dealer. A fellow on the
deal?
road.
It doesn't seem like. I mean, it doesn't look nice, but it's abjuration. It can't be that bad.
It isn't. It doesn't do what I wanted it to do. It's useful. I won't say it is not, but it also worries me. It touches on the minds of all those I walk past and all those I stay with. It's
Wait.
likely touching on your mind right now, and he wiggles his working hand at you.
What do you mean touching on the mind?
People seem to be very vigilant when they are around me, and I am more aware myself, thanks to this little friend here.
So, a magic item seller sold you what I can only describe as a tendril, and you applied it to your head.
He lets us. Yeah, well, the original idea was for it to help me with my problem. I was hoping that it would do something for me, but it did not. My problem is as bad as ever, but at least I sleep easy at night.
Mm-hmm. And by problem, you mean the whole bones and the sort of becoming
A monster?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. That is certainly a problem for me.
Right. Well, you wish to combat becoming a monster, so you put a tendril on your head. You understand this sounds strange to me.
He was very convincing, and he said that it would help me control the incidents. It would cut back. And I believed him, as he seemed to be similar in nature to what I was dealing with. He was a strange thing. Scratches the back of his neck.
This
Right.
whole encounter is so fucking funny.
Look, it sounds odd to me, but sure. Different strokes, I guess. Anyway, I'm probably just going to put out the bedroll right about here, and I'll be out of here in not too long.
Okay, well, have a very nice meditation. I will see you in the morning. He gives you a good old smile, and heads over
Yes.
and gets under the covers. Snug as a bug for now.
Yeah, I bet that bug is snug as well. Huh.
Probably. It's probably feasting.
Ilfharyn will lay out his bedroll. Kind of, I guess there was the chest of drawers. Yeah. Whatever word you used. He'll go about that. Lay out the bedroll. Sit down. Crisscrossed.
Uh-huh.
Meditate.
Okay. You hear, after about, let's see, Eamon, are you going like straight to bed, or are you just like all right, this weird encounter happened with Ilfharyn. I'm going straight to bed. Goes in bed, knocks out immediately.
He's laying down with his eyes closed, but he's not really going to sleep. He's just like laying there thinking. He's got a lot on his mind.
Okay. And what about Rylon? I know that you said you're kind of going back to your meditative pose. How long does that last? What else do you do?
It lasts about another 5.5 to 6 minutes, and then he conks out in the bed, snoring very audibly.
Okay, and sometime during your snoring and being asleep, the magic that shrouds your figure goes away. The effect of the spell is gone.
Okay.
And sorry, Nezzy, you said your Ilfharyn is just kind of like sitting down, going into trance, like pretty much immediately.
Immediately. Yep.
Okay, well, Eamon said that there's a lot on his mind and that he's thinking, and so he appears to be the only one that would be up when this happens. Eamon, you hear like shouting outside the building, as you do have advantage on perception because of this little stalk symbiote in the back of your head. You hear shouting, and from multiple voices, just outside and down the road, maybe like 2 buildings.
He'd open his eyes, happy for an excuse to get out of bed. He's gonna walk over and kind of roughly nudge Ilfharyn with his foot. And kick.
Ilfharyn opens his eyes. He doesn't look happy to be disturbed.
Hey, pal. There is some racket outside keeping me awake. In case it is something important, you said there are many uses for that arcane eye of yours, and he gives you like a punch on the shoulder. He leans down and gives you like a good old tap on the shoulder.
That's all well and good, but I don't have it prepared.
So you can't cast it then?
That's how it works. Yes.
I see. Well, do you have any other way to make sure that our building is not going to be attacked by some vampires or something?
Yeah. Not really. No.
Okay, so the old-fashioned way then.
I think we're fine, honestly.
I walk over to the window.
Okay, it's boarded up.
Yep, I'm gonna nod, and reach into my bag. Be a bunch of metal clanging as he moves past his pittance and begins to pull a large crowbar from the bag.
Oh.
And I'm gonna go over to one of the corners of the window. I'm gonna pop the crowbar over it, on top of it. And I'm gonna crack open that corner so I can.
Isn't it doing the opposite of what you said?
Hmm?
That's protecting us.
Yes, but it's not going to protect us from much. Knowledge is more important in this instance. And he peeks his eye through the corner that he made, like the little opening he's trying to make here.
So yeah, there's a kind of a crash when you, like a creak of the nails, and then a crash as you like break the single.
Okay, to be clear, I'm not trying to. Can I do this without breaking it? Like, can I loosen it? Enough that I can rehammer it back in.
Yeah, sorry, probably the wrong word to use. What I mean when I say break is like it breaks free.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was just making sure it didn't snap in half.
Yeah, no. There's if it did, just off of you prying it with the crowbar, probably not a great board to like board up the windows with. But yeah, you hear the creak of the nails, and then all of a sudden it just like comes right off. And if you look through it, like kind of at the right angle, you can see it where all the shouting is coming from. It's coming from just a couple buildings down the road. It appears to be a bunch of guards and another figure in like a half plate, a very gothic looking set, very similar to what Rylon wears. And you can hear that the vampire is shouting in this house to open it and allow them in.
Is there like lights down there at all?
There are torches all over the roads and stuff like that, yeah.
Okay. Kind of spectate what's going on here for a little bit longer while also relaying. Even if you're going back into your meditative state, he's just leaning here in the window, casually peeking through. And he's just like, one of your bloodsucker friends appears to be crashing down some poor folks' door. with some guards, it seems. Are the guards on their side?
It appears that the guards, they're, just to be clear, the guards are also wearing like the Ostoyan colors of like black and red, like red sashes around their waist and,
Right.
like red sashes around their neck and stuff like that. And they have like half plates as well, not like quite as gothic and decadent, but like simple. Actually, sorry, just like a breastplate, actually, like just breastplates. And like black trousers or like really dark gray trousers and like these short sleeve sort of tunics that cut off just below the elbow, and they're utilizing like spears, pretty much. That being said, they do look like they're backing up the more ornate sort of figure.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna keep watching. This is interesting. I'm gonna reach into my pack and pull out a ration, start snacking. Actually, I don't have a ration. I'm out of food. Fuck.
Well, you already ate, thankfully.
Yeah.
Just recently. But yeah, you hear them down there shouting into this house. Open the door, you mortal! I will have the guards wait outside till morning and all throughout the day if you do not. You hear shouting coming from the building. I'm like, please no. There's nothing here. And like just it sounds like stalling, kind of. Like as if they're trying to hide something.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna keep watching. I'm paying for close attention that once they break into this house and, you know, take whatever they take out, I'm trying to see what exactly they're grabbing here, if that occurs.
They continue shouting, and amongst like all the shouting back and forth, it's kind of hard to pick up exactly what's being said from both sides. Make a perception for me at
You got it.
advantage, as it is for you.
It's gonna be a 20, sir.
A 20. You pick out of the kind of like jumble of shouting there, the more decadent figure saying something about a seraph, a child.
Yeah, he would continue to relay that information, and then, do you think we should inform Rylon about this, or is it unimportant?
I don't think it's important.
Is a child seraph important?
What, sorry?
A child seraph. That's what they said.
A child seraph.
Something like that. Or a seraph and a child. Or a seraph that has a child. It's one of those three things.
Look, he's upstairs. If you want to go, it was 307.
307.
Mhm.
Okay, well, this night can go on a little bit longer, I think. Any excuse to perhaps kill a filthy little bloodsucker?
Man,
He stands-
Eamon is just really on that kick.
Oh yeah, vampires are a scourge. Anyway, he stands up and he kind of grabs his fucking chain scythe. There we go. That's what I was trying to think of.
Mm-hmm.
And he walks out the door and goes up to Rylon's room. Yeah, he kind of like lightly tap on the door at first. Tap 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 tap
What?
tap
What?
bang bang.
What? Hello?
Rylon, come on to the door, buddy.
Ilfharyn, he's downstairs.
This is not Ilfharyn. Pal, he kicks the door again. Get out here.
You hear some shuffling, and then it sounds like someone just kind of like trips over and falls and gets up. Oh, you hear as the door kind of unlocks, and you just see Rylon there with his usual platinum-haired self, kind of rubbing his eyes with the crusties out. On what do you want?
Hey, hero of the gods, there is a bloodsucker knocking down the door of some poor peasant down the road. He mentioned a child seraph. Does that mean it? Is that a thing? Or something like that? They seem to be looking to hunt a child. Thoughts?
Well, this is important for me. I'm glad that you brought this to my attention. And you would see him immediately turn around without closing the door, begin to don his armor, because it's going to take me 10 minutes.
Oh, I'm going to go back downstairs then and scream if something goes wrong because it's going to be a minute.
Right, right.
You're like pulling on your like leg plate, like he
Fastening my boot.
Yeah, he rushes down the stairs, and then Ilfharyn, you hear the door bang open again. He closes the door behind him, and then shuffles over to the window. So he's coming after he dons his armor. He gives you a smile.
Right.
And I peek through the window again. Are they still outside arguing?
Yeah, as you look out the window, you see that it's still going on. They haven't like busted into the house. The thing about vampires is that they need to be invited in, so a little bit tough to do in this instance. So
except for all the guards.
I mean, the guards could bust in, but they're not yet. And now you hear this vampire like over the din of all of it shouting, "She will raise the taxes for this house if they do not comply." It is worth note that they're not just busting in and murdering them for kind of like holding up this search.
Prowler, this is clearly a trick by the bloodsucker so that he can eat that child.
What?
Listen, he sits there and he continues to watch, on guard for anything threatening to happen further than the man threatening his taxes. He would not pass along the information of the tax threat to Ilfharyn, and you continue to watch.
The vampire is a she, by the way.
She. To watch her.
Yeah, this kind of spat goes on for a while.
How long's a while? Because I'm donning my armor as we speak.
Probably about 6 minutes before.
Okay.
By heavy armor again.
Probably about 6 minutes before all of a sudden the vampiress, I don't know, vampire, just points at the door, and you hear her say very commandingly, "Bust down the door." And then
Ilfharyn!
2 of the guards make their way for the door, and you can hear just like smashing on the door, and you can also hear like the shifting of furniture, likely barricading the door.
Boom. I'm proud of my ears tonight, boys. Ilfharyn,
What?
could you do something to distract these guards, or nothing like that prepared?
Have illusions, sure.
Oh, that might be very useful right now, as he's like watching through the side of the window as they're breaking down this door.
You were really going to get me up for this? To meddle in someone else's business?
Well, you don't have to be seen doing it.
No, of course I'm not going to be seen, but I'm just saying we could sleep. We could mind our own business.
He looks at you. Rylon is putting his armor on. He came out of a dead sleep and is putting his armor on. This is Rylon we're talking about here. He doesn't get up for nothing.
I don't know that. Do I?
One.
You don't know
How
that.
many
It's such
nights?
a comical statement. He doesn't get up for nothing.
Look, if I get up, what do you want from me?
I want you to distract these guards from breaking in until Rylon can react.
Come up with some specifics.
Well, they are vampire. It is a vampire and several guards, and they are currently breaking down the door of someone's home. They apparently are looking for a child seraph.
Mhm.
I assume that guards could be distracted with a great many things. Vampires fear things, right?
That's right, vampires do fear things.
Let me narrow this down for you, okay?
Yes.
We have minor illusion, right? You've seen your
Okay,
sister
yes,
cast
yes,
minor
yes,
illusion.
yes.
Yes, you understand
Yeah,
what that is.
You kind of roll his hand at you like, let's get a move on here.
Yes, it's static. Yes, that's it.
Okay.
It can be a noise or a thing, but that's it. Okay.
Okay.
Alternatively, you have silent image, which is moving.
Okay.
So.
Oh, is that it?
That's it. Yes.
Okay. Well, you are the mage here. Shouldn't you have these good ideas?
A good idea to distract a vampire. This is your plan.
Well, I just kind of wanted your magic to solve my problem. I didn't
Right.
think of a way to implement it.
That's what
Time is
half of
passing. You hear
magic
the door
is.
bust in.
Oh, they just broken the door.
You hear a scream,
Oh, can
shouting.
Fire?
Fire. Look, my friend, you do not want fire here.
Fake fire?
Fake fire. Fake fire.
Vampires don't like fire, right?
I could do a fake fire, but it's going to be small, and it's not actually going to do anything or sound like anything. So,
Rylon, it's been 10 minutes.
All right, I come rushing down the stairs. I guess I would hear them talking amongst the quietness of the inn at this point.
Yeah, they're in
Yeah,
205.
You hear me urgently
Third on
saying
the
how
right.
they're breaking down the door.
I boot down the door and I come in and I stand there. Where's the problem? Where are the
Here he
vampires?
is.
He's sitting there in his nightrobe with his scythe in his hand. He's pointing out the window down the street.
I make my way towards the window and I look out the window, kind of like pushing you out the way.
He pulls back the board for you.
What do I see?
You see a vampire with like a red and black kind of half plate, really done up hair, very lightish sort of gray white hair, actually, not very done up like I said though, and what looks to be two Ostoyan guards standing side by side, like flanking left and right side of her. And that's all that you can see. You can't really see the building itself and the guards that are presumably busted inside of this house.
I I immediately turn around and make my way towards the stairs and attempting to leave the establishment.
Oh, this should be good, he says as he follows the little skip in his step. He turns back. Ilfharyn, you should come, and you should probably bring your little box there. This woman probably knows who you're trying to deliver it to, no?
Oh, it's a woman vampire.
Indeed, he says, and he, disappears into the hallway.
Ilfharyn will get up.
Oh, that's the enticing moment, right?
How long has it
Oh,
been?
package. How long has it been?
Yeah, as in
Like total?
since we've been sleeping. I mean, like how
Oh,
much sleep
only-
did we get?
Only like 40 minutes.
Okay. Fuck these guys, man. Fuck these fucking guys.
Oh my god. All
I
right.
can't even get a fucking long rest in here.
At least
all
your long rest is 4 hours, dude. Not even close.
Ilfharyn will just get up. He'll walk to the window. Okay. He'll stop putting on his light armor as well. All right. He'll prepare himself, but he's just walking to the window. He's just looking for now.
Okay. Really quick bit.
Sorry, I was just going to ask real quick if I would have gotten a short rest during that time, just so I know for my own reference. I don't know how long it was.
Given that you guys were like just kind of hanging out and sitting down in the inn, definitely you guys all got a short rest for sure. Yeah, so you guys are going outside?
Yeah, I'm making my way outside.
Oh, yeah.
In a huff.
Is the door open to the inn? Like, is there people down
Okay.
there?
I'm gonna say, is the door to the inn open? Yeah, there's still a couple people in the inn, and the door is closed.
Okay. Glancing around, these patrons, are they normal people? They look a little weird.
Do they look a little weird?
Yeah, like night travelers,
No, I think they look like normal people.
All right, cool. He wanders past them towards the door with Rylon.
Okay. That being said, this could be exciting. I need you guys to boot up Tailspire for.
Ooh, shit.
Let's go. I gotta log into Steam.
Yeah. Log into Steam, boot up Tailspire, join the session, and for our listeners, you guys, as we do a podcast, you guys are listening instead of actually watching. So that means that we're going to be uploading pictures alongside this session of what is occurring right now. That'll kind of be how you guys see it. So yeah, Tailspire is a 3D sort of tabletop simulator, sort of. It's absolutely phenomenal. If you're using normal 2D encounter maps, this is like full 3D. You can build pretty much whatever you want. The devs are constantly updating it with more sort of props and tools to use for both game masters and players. And the coolest thing about it, in my opinion, is that you can share stuff. You can edit a full day-night cycle as well, but you can share stuff, and you can upload it to one of the community websites like Tales Bazaar and Tales Tavern, and check them out. And even if you don't have Tailspire and you want to see what this stuff is, TalesTavern.com and TalesBazaar.com are two of the more popular ones that people upload all of their Tailspire builds to. And some people spend like hours and hours and hours and thousands of prop building absolutely phenomenal stuff. Just mind-bending. And it makes it a lot easier for a GM on the fly to just like search whatever they're looking for, find it, and get their players right into the action. So you guys are right outside of the tavern right now, and
I'm inside.
Nezzy's in the room still.
I'm in the room.
is.
Yep.
He said he's not coming out yet.
I'm in the room. I'm looking out the window.
Okay, well, I'm gonna just put him next to the door in case he does. In case you need to know.
I'm getting out
In case
another
there's
one.
a
Don't worry
change of
about
heart.
me.
The cool thing about this is there's also line of sight, so you can't see other tokens unless you actually have line of sight on them, which is really cool.
All right, so I would have made my way out first, obviously, in a huff.
And you, I don't know, like, are you still concentrating on keeping your Seraph appearance kind of hidden, or is like, what the fuck's going on? I have no time for concentration, or like no attention span for concentration right now.
Well, the way it goes, I can guise my appearance and my Seraph appearance, as long as I am, not concentrating on a spell, unconscious, or entering desecrated ground. So unless there's something of extreme emotional or physical stress, which I would say this isn't exactly extraneous on me, but it's just I'm upset, which is there's a big difference. So I can hide my wings, I can hide the radiant eyes, but the platinum hair is definitely still there.
Same transformation rules as my thing.
Okay, so I would be making my way almost like in a Karen like motion, like fast walking, as if she's making her way towards the manager, kind of walking my way down the street.
And the vampire appears to hear you and immediately turns, and so does one of the guards. And she looks you up and down, kind of like cranes her head around to see Eamon.
Citizen of Ostoya, this is none of your business.
I hold my hands up, and my one hand up, like just like stop. What does all this situation go? I say this all in Ostoyan, by the way. What seems to be the problem here? You're making a lot of noise. Trying to sleep.
Sleep? That's what you're worried about in a time like this?
There's no better time to worry about it than now, unless you have more important business to worry about in the coming days.
Peasant.
Shouldn't you get your rest like the rest of us?
Peasant, do you know who you're speaking to?
Do you know who you're speaking to? And then I reach into my pocket and I pull out the Bloody Eyes card. And I have it towards the side of the symbol. Just kind of flash it really quick. And then I put it back in my pocket.
You don't look like a Bloody Eyes citizen.
He would be standing there in his nightgown, his arms crossed.
And you don't look like where you need to be right now.
She tilts her head to the side, kind of confused by that statement.
Citizen, there is an infiltration in the city, a Seraph. I can feel it. I know that it has been here at this building.
Right.
And I just want to know if it is hiding in here.
And so, in doing such, you have to make quite a ruckus in the middle of the street while everyone is preparing for the worst days ahead.
If the citizen does not open the door and invite me in, then yes, I must make a ruckus.
Mom would walk over. He keep walking towards the building. Do I eventually get like close enough to like touch the building? Would they stop me immediately? Or do I get close enough to, like, as they're arguing, I just kind of go over here?
Yeah, they probably would have stopped you, like, in crossing over in front of them, like, here-ish. Probably between the vampire and the front door.
So when they stop me, I glance back. Like, I look at the man with distaste, like, I give him my best nobleman expression. I glance back to Ryan.
The guard holds out a spear, like, across your chest, like kind of like a blockade, sort of. And you see that this woman has been dragged out, and he's, like, tugging her along as well. She's been dragged out and, like, is sobbing. Just like down on her knees, frightened for perhaps what is going on inside of her house and what all of this means for her and her family and her safety, and who knows, just normal Ostoyan citizen kind of worries, I guess, to have.
Right. I would pull out a piece of paper and a quill, and I would kind of not regarding the vampire one in front of me. Just, what is your name, please?
Make a deception.
You got it.
Add it. We'll add a 2 to whatever you roll. I'm not gonna give it advantage, but we'll add a 2 to whatever you roll because of the card.
Oh, I rolled at advantage. Sorry. But either way, it is an 8 plus, so it's a 12 plus 2, so 14.
Okay. 14.
Strela Valkyr.
Strela Valkyr, right.
How much can I hear from the window?
Make a perception. I'm gonna say it's something you're already alerted to and focusing on, so I'm gonna give it advantage.
Okay.
Sorry, I said that before I looked at what you rolled, by the way. So no weird GM cheating there. A 15. Okay. I'd say that you could hear what was being said just now,
I heard her name.
like the entirety of it, the entirety of Strela Valkyr and all that.
Okay. Is this map like completely accurate? Because we could see this going on from the window.
Yes. In that sense, yes, absolutely. This is not the entirety of Nov Ostoya. This is like just a sliver of it.
But we can see this going on from the window.
But yes, you can see that going on from the window.
Okay. How far is it from me?
That's about 80 feet from you.
Feet?
Yeah, 80 feet.
Sheesh. All right. I'll just pick up my stuff. I'll go downstairs at this point. And I'll begin to join the party. You can tell me when I exit this place, and then I'll start moving.
Okay.
You said her last name was Valkyr?
Valkyr.
Valkyr. All right, Miss Valkyr. Who do you report to?
I am of the Crimson Court. I report to no one.
Right. I say very sarcastically. So you say that... I continue writing down as if I'm auditing the situation. You say that you're here looking over some sort of... You said that there's a what here exactly? That you had to make such a commotion here in the middle of the night?
Seraph has been here.
Seraph, right. Has been here. You don't know if she's here currently. It could have been... This is last week's news, last month's news, today's news.
You see her, it was never really a composed kind of look on her face, but it really just like contorts and scowls right now.
I tap my my ink quill against the paper. I don't have all night. Please.
And I don't feel like you're who you say that you are.
Hmm.
Why are you here?
I'm here to make sure that you're doing your job correctly.
My
All
job
the peop-
correctly.
Yes,
Do you know
so-
what my job entails?
Oh, you said it quite well. Yes, you're going to here looking for celestial people in the middle of the night, and you're pulling people outside of their homes the day or two before dark reign and causing a commotion when you should be preparing for the nights ahead. Have you not seen the daylight that has happened in the past couple days,
I
madam?
have seen the daylight. No one else has seen it better than myself and my kindred.
So here
Now,
you
citizen,
are.
go back to sleep. Go back to your home or the inn before I arrest you.
Right. So would you like me to take this as a personal message from your upper management then?
My
That you
upper
specifically told me.
management.
All right then, so be it. I finished writing down, and I fold the piece of paper and I pulled it in my pocket. You leave me no choice. I'm going to have to arrest you now. I start walking towards her.
As he's walking towards her, could I try to cast detect evil and good once again?
Detect evil and good.
Yeah, I'm pretty close to this house. I was trying to get close enough to the house to try to get a reading on
What
it.
is it?
Same thing as
Verbal
the-
or somatic or
Oh, yeah.
or what?
Oh yeah, all three.
All three. Okay. Ooh, hey. Yeah, you could, but it will definitely be noticed. So, with that knowledge, do you cast it?
Let me, can I roll an intelligence check to try to figure out, because I don't know the rules of Nov Ostoya too well, you know? I'm trying to figure out what would be the effects of casting magic, not anything destructive, but just in general casting magic, what
Magic is definitely fine in Nov Ostoya,
Sweet.
especially all of Ostoya. The people are a bit unsettled by it, of course. Like if they don't know what's going on, that's just kind of typical everywhere, really. But it's not like people get rounded up and executed for having magical abilities.
Perfect,
here.
yeah, I just cast it. Fuck yeah. I go ahead and just go with it. I look pretty casual about what I'm doing, I'm almost bored. And I go through the motions of casting it.
Almost bored, he says. Okay.
I say, Frederick, before I accost this woman, is there anything that you can atone to in her presumption of this house before we make a scene here? And I motion towards Eamon.
I am in the process of checking, and he would continue with his archaic rune.
Man, I just feel like I need so many rolls right now. This is just so much going on. It's so dense. Ilfharyn, you make it outside of the building now. And as you make it outside the building, yeah, you cast this. The guard looks at you kind of wearily. The vampire seems pretty confident in herself and that you guys are beneath her. But the guards are visibly sort of confused, like, hold on, wait, what? Like, are they Frederick and who audits? Just too many questions. And you cast Detect Good and Evil, and that allows you to know the presence of, like, Celestial, Fae, all that stuff, right?
Yep, within 30 feet, sir. I'm trying to nudge my way as close to the house as possible here.
There's a faint Celestial aura coming from somewhere inside the house. First floor.
Gotcha. Yeah. He'd look back at Rylon and say, nope, nothing at all of interest here, my friend Rylon. And he gives you a smile, and he tries to give you like a really weird smile, like like a big grin.
I try not to pay too much attention to your facial cues, but I just hear your voice and I say, you see, madam, there's nothing here to worry about. Now, as I said, I'm going to have to report this situation back to Havarax, especially, as he would like to know exactly what's been going on here in Nov Ostoya, especially since, the situation that happened back in Grabenstein, it wasn't looking favorably for our kind, so I just want to make sure that we have everything here of note before people or citizens of Ostoya as a whole are accosted or, as you say, threatened to be someone that they are not. And I say, as I look up with a smile.
She takes a long sniff of the air, looking sideways towards the, side-eyeing the building, and then to Eamon. And then her eyes settle on you as she finishes kind of like her sniff.
And what is your name, citizen?
My name is Rylon.
Rylon. What?
I'm sorry, did you have the authority of knowing my name?
She... Her look turns into a slight grin.
I have the authority of the Crimson Court.
Crimson Court, right. You see, I work for the Bloody Eyes, specifically under Havarax, Lord and
Havarax
Savior.
does not run the Bloody Eyes.
This clearly shows how much you know.
They're nothing
Sad.
more than a group of scum.
Right. Unfortunately, this is going to have to get worse than it needs to be then. If you're not going to let us pass here, and let us go on about our business and let these guards go home and prepare for the nights ahead, then you're making your life rather difficult. And I look towards the guards and I say, it's your choice. You fight alongside her, or you live another day. Clearly, the nights ahead are going to be difficult.
Kind of scratches the back.
This is worth having a fight about, loyal follower of Havarax.
This is right.
The noise
because
that woke you up in the middle of the night.
unless you plan on coming calmly, of course. And I hold out, my hands to see if she would turn her hand, turn around and almost as if I'm going to cuff her with some rope.
Do you have rope?
I do have rope.
Okay.
As they're doing this, I'm kind of walking around, just doing a quick pace. And do I detect any undeads around us other than this woman right here? Like lying in ambush or something?
No, not in this direct vicinity, but it is nighttime.
Right.
That much is clear.
Yeah.
The guards look confused after having heard Frederick say that there's nothing of interest here. They're like, oh, do we let this lady go? Do we leave now? They're not really sure. And there's just this weird almost unnecessarily tense moment going on between Rylon and Strela Valkyr.
I'm coming in to cut the tension. As the awkward person I am. Excuse me?
Yes, citizen. Another one of you come to complain of the noise, I'm sure.
Oh, no, nothing like that. You're Strela Valkyr, yes?
She holds her nose up high, her chin lifted.
Yes, I am Strela Valkyr.
Oh, well, that's excellent. I have a business with you. Delivery?
Oh my goodness.
Is this really the time?
Yes.
A delivery.
That's correct, yes.
She ponders for a moment.
May I see the package? You do not need to hand it to me yet, but I wanted to see it with my eyes.
Oh, yes. Is there something going on here? I look between Eamon and Rylon. Like I have no idea who the fuck they are.
No, we were just finishing things up.
She turns to look at the guards.
We are going now. With this messenger. He has something for me.
And the woman kind of rips her hand free from this guard, and the other one kind of like steps out of the way of the door. She like runs back inside her building and slams the door shut.
I pull the package from my backpack, hold it in my hands.
Okay, and like I said, it's like the
Mhm.
length of your elbow to your fingertips tall, and probably about 6 inches wide, and just about that much long as well. So
Thorin kind of weighs it, in his hands. Right here?
she kind of glares at Rylon.
Are you going to prevent me from accepting my package?
Of course not. I'm just making sure that you're doing your job correctly. What you do business is none of my concern.
She steps around you very close, like smelling you as
I
as you
smell her
walks by.
back.
She smells dead. And she makes her way over to Ilfharyn.
The package. Now, I will take it.
We're going to have to talk about payment, Perhaps not
She-
here on the street.
She takes in a long breath. Not that she needs to breathe, but kind of like still a human habit. Takes a long breath and lets it out as like a frustrated sigh. And pulls out from her waistline a small pouch that jingles. It has a little tie around the edge of it.
This is your payment. Now give me the package.
I nod. Hand over the package.
Mind you, this small sack that jingles is probably about the size of looking around my room for a good sort of reference. I'm thinking about it. It's
Think about a fruit. Is it like an orange?
It's like a grapefruit, maybe, or a pomegranate.
Okay, fair enough.
Fairly large.
All right.
It's
Hold
all
up.
copper.
We'll exchange it. We'll exchange the package for the pomegranate size.
She takes it with one hand, like supporting it from underneath it, and like draws it off slowly to her side, so it's not like set it off balance or drop or anything like that, and drops the pouch into your hand. It is heavy.
We gold.
It feels like the correct amount.
She gives you kind of like a knowing grin, and takes this package, stuffs it underneath one of her arms, and it's not like a box. It's like a wrapped package, but like the size of it is what I said before.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like soft edges and stuff like that. And she turns and scoffs one time at Rylon before turning again, and making her way down the road, and the guards follow along.
Have a good night now.
They kind of grumble as they walk past. I expected an encounter there. That's crazy.
I knew I had to cut the tension at some point. I was like, I can't let these guys kill my fucking delivery lady. What the fuck?
He'd walk up between you two. So, all right then.
So, is there anything to be worrying about here exactly?
I immediately turn around and make my way towards the door.
Buddy, pal, There is a presence like yours from inside, so do be careful.
I knock at the door.
There's no answer.
Madam, I am not with the lady who was here earlier. May we speak? I do not wish to gain entry to your home.
She you hear a couple steps from the other side of the door, and then the door opens, like just a crack. She's like peering out from the crack of the door, like just a sliver of her face, like one eye, her cheekbone, down the side of her jaw, that kind of area.
Yeah. And as she does that, I reach into my my chest plate, and I pull out the symbol of Suleiman. I kind of let it dangle outside the armor. I am a friend.
She looks at it skeptically. What do you want? You're here for something.
I'm here to make sure that what resides in here is safe. Especially what looms over this city in the coming days. What looms outside your door now.
You hear like the sort of pitter-patter of footsteps coming down what you assume are some stairs. And you see the woman kind of like turn over her shoulder and look at this figure that's coming down the stairs, probably, and gestures to it or something, because she doesn't say anything audibly, so it's probably a gesture. And the figure stops moving. Look, we don't need your help. Okay.
Please, I insist, and my eyes are gonna glow with a radiant yellow.
She looks deeply sad for a moment, and the door opens up a little bit more, like all the way, actually. And you see behind her, at the base of the stairs, a figure that I cannot represent very well with a token, because there are no children, so I've used a gnome. But you see this small child that their skin seems to radiate light just faintly. They may not be a seraph themselves, but it's clear that they have some sort of celestial blood. And the woman sobs into one of her hands. He left us.
Who left you?
My husband. He left us here. He didn't take us with him.
Who is your husband? May we come in? I'm sorry. I don't want to cause any more attention than you need this time.
No. Thank you for what you did tonight, but this is too much.
Ooh, Eamon's gonna hate me. I reach into my pocket, and I just hand her a gem.
He
Take
frowns.
this.
Did you have two of them?
No, he only had one. And he gave it to me.
Oh, you talking to me? No, I had two, but I used one, and then I gave my last one to him. And then he had one himself, and then he just gave her mine.
Wait, hold on. So, Rylon, you had two of these gems?
Are they consumables, or are they
They're consumables.
Oh, okay, never mind. Okay. I thought it was like a magic item or something. Okay.
It's a single spell trapped in a gem.
Do you mind just if I do one small thing for your boy or girl? Is it a boy or girl?
It's a boy. He looks
For
like
your- for
9
your
or 10
son.
years old.
Something small. That's it. Just to ensure the safety of you both.
She like shakily draws in her breath and after some hesitance nods a couple times.
All right. I don't come in, but I just kind of loom the boy towards me. You know, very nicely, kind of usher him towards me.
Okay. And he makes his way over to you. Slowly, like that sort of glow coming off of him still. And he kind of cowers behind the mother for a moment, like peeking around her dress. Or nightgown or whatever probably a nightgown. It's nighttime. And he looks at you and she kind of like nudges him, with one hand, like, can I, come on out? And he does. And he like makes his way around the side of her, still like clutching onto her hand now.
All right. Can I make a religion check or an insight check to see if I know exactly the, I guess the origin of what celestial, arch seraph resides in this boy?
Yeah, sure.
What would you prefer, religion or insight?
Religion, I think.
Okay, and with that, can I roll my proficiency die with that because of the background of celestials and fiends and undead? Hold on, let me just. My background is when it comes to rolling, whenever you make intelligence, religion checks for confirmation about celestials, fiends, fae, or undead, you roll your proficiency die. So I guess this would apply to the situation.
It would, yeah, it would.
Okay, so religion, I roll a 20. Okay, so I will roll my 1d6 because I'm my advanced background. 2, 1, so 21.
A 21. You see, like, looking at him, you get this this strong feeling, and you see just barely peeking out of his pocket half of a symbol. It is a kind of crescent moon wrapped around a small circle. You see like half of it sticking out.
That is a Phalion, right?
A Phalion, yeah.
I get down on one knee to kind of meet his eye level.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of give him a soft smile and kind of rub his head a little bit, his hair. And I'll reach into my pocket and I will pull out last little bit of silver powder from my bag. And I'm just going to kind of issue a, just kind of quickly. I'm not going to cast it as a ritual because I don't have the time for that. So I will cast it as just as a spell. I'm going to cast Ceremony. And I'm going to cast in Ceremony the Coming of Age. So as I'm kind of rubbing the silver in the air and kind of rubbing his head, it touched one humanoid who is a young adult, or, I'm assuming, he's a child, whatever. Mm-hmm. For the next 24 hours, the target can make any ability check, and he adds a d4 to the ability check, and he gains this right from the spell. So,
okay.
I can give him.
Does that stack? So, like, if you're doing multiple rolls, then all of them would get that, or is it just one roll?
It says whenever the target makes an ability check, it can roll a d4. So yeah, it can.
Okay,
I'm assuming
anytime.
Stacks.
Yeah, stacks. The proof is in the pudding, as they say.
Yeah. So I kind of give him a smile and I say, "There's no need to worry. I'm a friend. Okay. I don't know your father, but I'm sure he had his reasons. But hopefully, what I can do for you will protect you in the next day, or whatever comes forth. And as the dark reign approaches, I'll be sure to keep my eye out on this house. Protect you and your mother."
I hate retconning so much, but I'm an idiot. I said the wrong one, by the way. It is the symbol of Moriel. My mistake. But, like, I assume same effect. Like, you do all this stuff. So.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, symbol of Moriel.
If there's anything that needs to be spread in these times, it's compassion. And I'll be sure to look after you and your mother in the next coming days. And I just give him a soft smile, and I stand up as the spell kind of takes, and I give nod to his mother.
Mm-hmm.
And I hand her 10 platinum.
Oh, whoa. Okay. And she's like gently laying her hand on the back of the little boy, and he's kind of like wrapped around her side pretty much, and she's just rubbing her hand like through the back of her son's hair, and as you kind of pull out this 1, 2, 3, 10 platinum, she no, this is
I hold my
I couldn't.
Get the necessary things you need for the days ahead. Please. You need it more than I. Protect this boy at all costs, please. Both of you. Be safe.
She looks like she's on the brink of tears. and really clutches her son close to her, and accepts the coins and holds them close to her chest, like right at her collarbone.
Thank you.
I just give her a nod and I turn around. And I guess I just look
Moria,
at,
keep you safe.
just kind of give a wave over my shoulder. And I look towards the rest of the boys and kind of make my way back towards the inn, I suppose.
Okay, and she closes the door kind of as you make your way off. See, and you guys are like, Prowler. We haven't had an encounter in 4 sessions.
That's what I was about to say in
No.
character. Was how
Prowler, you haven't had a fight in 4 sessions. Where's the fight?
I
Who's
want to
fighting
kill
us
that
right now?
fucking vampire.
Yeah, Eamon's like getting his torches ready.
Yeah, he looks pretty grumpy.
He's like counting his grains of salt.
Oh, you're damn right.
Ilfharyn is counting his cash.
Yeah, what's the cash looking like, Ilfharyn?
You'd need to look in the bag.
Yeah, he hasn't looked in the bag yet.
There's nothing in the bag, actually.
It's an illusion.
It's just it's actually just a pomegranate. Yeah, well then with that, we can actually pull back out of Tailspire. You guys go back to the tavern, and then what? You just kind of like back up to your rooms, knock out, or do you kind of have a little powwow about what just happened? Or I assume Ilfharyn is counting his coin, right?
Yep.
Ilfharyn, you are the proud owner now of 80 platinum.
Nice. All right.
As we walk in, I kind of look over my shoulder and I say, "Well, Ilfharyn, I'm happy that you were able to get your money. I'm assuming this is where we part ways."
Oh, I thought I did a good job of defusing that situation. Actually,
No, you didn't. I'm quite thankful for you, but
I am not. I was hoping to cut her throat or, burn her or something else. Stamping out that cockroach would have been a favor to everyone here.
look, you could still do that. You know, it's nothing holding you back from doing that.
Don't know where she is. She
Yes, we
might
do.
be
I
in
was
a
told
nest of
where
them.
she was. That tower, no?
Oh, so I
The
should
tower
stroll
full of
to this
vampires.
event. Yes.
Yes, the tower full of vampire. What is it with you and vampires, anyway?
What?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
He looks at you. They are a race which
Mhm.
entirely survives off of feeding off humanity and others, but mostly humanity, I think.
So your problem is that I don't know. This kind of feels like a human superiority thing. You know that all animals are in a constant state of predator and prey, and we just happen to be the apex predator until another comes out, right?
I am not here to argue politics with you, Elf. I dislike them for the reasons I have stated. They are dangerous.
hmm
They are parasites.
Plenty of people are, but sure, I won't argue.
Squint his eyes at you.
Anyway, look, on the bright side, that was 80 platinum.
yes, for you. And you
For
said
me?
yes, you said that you came to the city to deliver a package, and you're a wanderer, and you're going to keep on wandering, right? This is where we part ways.
Well, what? Are you not wanderers?
Yes, but no. I mean, yes and no. I suppose we're here
Mhm.
for a purpose. We're eventually going to try to find our way to the underbelly of Nov Ostoya and into.
To find that obelisk, right?
Correct.
Mm-hmm. And you believe you can find that alone?
I look towards Eamon. I mean, I'm sure we're capable, right?
I'm also sure that you're capable of, if I hadn't have arrived when I did, being just fine camping out in the woods. I mean, you must have been doing that for some time already. Or any other thing that magic just happens to solve.
He does solve many things through magic, but never really the things I want, but...
Well, I did ask you what you wanted for the illusion, and you couldn't think of anything.
I don't make illusions.
Well, you can still come up with the idea of the illusion.
There's a reason I am not at the Ravencourt Sanctuary.
It's not about being at the Ravencourt Sanctuary. It's about having an imagination, you know? It's like a screenwriter and the actors, right?
And I didn't see your imagination popping off at that point.
You woke me up from meditation,
And
and I was tired.
it's not even really sleeping, is it?
No, it's better.
He rolls his eyes. Is that elf superiority I see?
No, it's like sleep superiority.
What he's saying is Eamon, is that you could have even envisioned, you could have told him to. They were looking for a seraph, right? You could have had him illusion a seraph flying away into the moonlight, and they would have followed it. Is what he's saying.
That could have been an idea, yes?
Haven't seen many seraphs in my time, friend.
You've seen two, actually, right in front of you.
Mm.
Well, others than you two.
There
So-
you go.
The idea of showing them your face flying into the sky as a seraph, I must say, it wouldn't have been such a great idea.
Well, it's not so much that it would have been our faces. You could have said, Ilfharyn, illusion a seraph flying away, and he could have. Could any random person on the street that we've seen since we've been in Nov Ostoya, or his travels since the Burok, attach some wings on their back and have them fly away?
And either way, this is completely pointless. The child is safe for now.
You're right.
There's a question at hand. Is Ilfharyn, what do you want to do? I
What
want to find the pillar.
Well,
Rylon has what he wants.
Eamon,
You've completed your job, no?
I'm a wanderer. Does that answer your question?
Okay,
I have no
well,
specific aim. I have nowhere to be. I pick up odd jobs as I go along, and I do them.
well, we obviously have no money to pay you, but you are more than welcome to wander with us, I think.
Yes, but I did just make 80 platinum from that vampire out there.
And that was your job, no? That's
Correct.
why you
But
traveled all this way?
It was, but what I'm saying is that my coin purse is also much heavier than yours. And you probably need some money as well.
If you would like to share the funds from your mission, I will not object.
Ooh, share the funds. Like a cut right now. Look, I tell you what. I'll travel with you, right? If something comes up, if we're paying for, I don't know, board or food or something like that, right? I can chip in.
I
Help out.
dislike you paying for the room tonight alone. I don't like the idea of
I'm not going to pay for everything.
holding for you.
Don't get it wrong here. You're going to come into some coin eventually, and then you're
Oh,
going to
I
pay
hope
for
so.
things. I mean, you guys have been out here for a while. You must have earned something along the way.
We
I've
haven't
lost
earned a
more
single coin, actually. I don't think I've earned a single coin since session 2.
Yeah, what he said.
Well, look, I don't just have this coin, right? I mean, 80 is a lot, I'll admit. That kind of, what I would say, tripled my worth.
Think about what you were carrying. Said it was worth 80 platinum just to bring it here.
Well, that's for her to know and for me not to know.
Yes, I'm sure the bloodsucker will do a great many things with whatever you brought her.
Mhm.
So,
And
let's
maybe
go back to the room before we go to discuss, right?
what are separate rooms?
We can go to a room. Hash this out before we go to bed.
Okay, sure.
He wanders upstairs.
Let's go to Amon's.
Goes back to my room.
It is as you left it.
So, Ilfharyn,
Rylon.
your deed, your job, your adventure is over. But,
Yeah,
despite what we've told you, the significance of our position in heading towards the underbelly of Nov Ostoya, the danger that lies ahead, the significance of it all in what we're trying to do between defeating a lich and an undead army, you still wish to accompany us in said adventure?
I mean, sure, there will be.
Sure, that's not very confident in the sure.
Well,
It's a yes or no. You know what I mean? It's not a in between. This is something serious. This is your life that could be at stake. And I understand that you're a wanderer, and I
Mhm.
know you have aspirations to return home someday. But
someday.
what we offer you is a road that will not give you that. Maybe.
It will provide other things, no? What do you do? I may be completely wrong here, but it is important, yes?
To some people, yes.
To some people.
It is important to the people of Ostoya. Is it important to the people of the Bjorok? I don't know. Is it important to the people that reside in the mountains of the Valakian? I don't know. Is it...
Okay, tell me this. Because I've been scant with details, really. Or you've been scanned. I haven't really heard many, right? What is the point of all this? Of everything you do? I mean...
Me specifically?
I mean, don't you have friends elsewhere as well?
Yes, I thought we went over this.
You went off to find something, I don't know.
They went off to find relics of power from warriors of renowned fame from ancient time.
And you were doing the same?
The very same. Well, I kind of like point around the room. My other friend, Stasriel, he was supposed to find us the information about an armor that was once adorned by a seraph of Imperius. With that armor and whatever resided with the Withered Warrior in the Cindergas Mountains, we were going to conjoin together in the prophetic city of Talstar, and we were going to come back together and make our way towards wherever the Lich was heading his undead army and stop him before he made his way, meeting the armies, I'm assuming, of the Bjorok in combat and ridding his undead prophecy of Ostoya and perhaps more.
All of this to kill a lich and an undead army.
Well,
Sounds like a big deal.
It sounds like
Because the Lich was... He's been slowly turning people of the living, or if they were already dead, bringing them back to be in his army. So he was essentially enslaving people for his purposes, for what he deemed was right.
But only in Ostoya, or?
Yes, only in Ostoya, but instead of defending it, which he claimed he has been doing for generations, he's now going to take the fight to the Bjorok.
He's going to fight the Bjorok?
That's right. And the only reason why the Bjorok hasn't brought their way here, which they've been trying to do for generations, was because of the darkness that resided in Ostoya. And now that the darkness is gone, what's stopping them from coming over here is beyond me. But what I am attempting to do is trying to stop one end of this conflict before it meets the other.
So, let's say you didn't do any of this. What would happen?
Well, I would assume that at the center point between here and Void, there would be an amassed army, and you would have a choice, if you were living, to either fall in line or to just succumb to whatever happened to you, and there'd be no aid. And then if you didn't succumb to whatever happened to you, then that would be your tale. Besides that, then you would be a foot soldier.
This undead army would ravage Ostoya, would go over to the Bjorok.
Or it would march its way from the between here and Void towards the Bjorok, which the only middle point is Grabenstein, so you're talking about Lunsk and Crow's Bend and the Barrold Mines and Fallowheart and anything that resides in between.
And then they would go into Bjorok, and they would take Bjorok, and then north or south or...
That's the point. I don't know. I know the Bjorok is the goal, but it could only be the starting point. You know how these people are. Once they had a taste of it, the power, they want more and more and more and more. And as someone who's been alive as long as you understand. If a lich such as this, all they crave is knowledge and power. They don't stop at what they have. They want more. They constantly want more. Or else what is the purpose of elongated life?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it sounds like a worthy enough thing, right?
I just want to find my obelisk.
You just want to find so you don't have any say in this whole undead thing.
Well, I need to visit that lich once more in the future, but that is after I've finished his grocery list. He pulls out his little note.
I'm sorry. Are you talking about the same lich?
Yes, we are.
Yes.
So, okay. So, a lich that is going to raise an undead army that you hope to destroy gave you a grocery list.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was the initial plan, right? Before I met Eamon,
Mm-hmm.
it was me, my friends in the north, and my friend Halifax. My friend
Mhm.
Halifax had a split life of his soul or his body or his person was also intertwined with the Aether. Not to my knowledge until more recently. We traveled south before we met the Lich. We ran into Eamon. We met the Lich. He told us some stuff that kind of put a pit in our journey as the reason why we traveled south. We traveled south to fight the Lich. That was our goal. That was our journey. That is the reason why our friends traveled northward. But then we met him. He told us of stuff different. He gave us knowledge or wisdom of what truly was there. But even then, his words were contorted or twisted in his beliefs. Even though he tried to bring himself up as a savior of Ostoya, but he was just another person of power that is long ahead of or before his time. He's been twisted. And even though he has some virtue in his words, I can tell that there will be no good ending to what he intends to do. Eamon gained the knowledge from said Lich after our conversation with him that he would be able to cure him of his curse.
The lich would cure Eamon.
He gave Eamon the necessary knowledge of how to cure himself.
Okay.
Not that he would do it, but that he could give him the necessary. He gave him the knowledge of the ingredients necessary.
And you trust this?
Well, I certainly don't, but
Not particularly, but hopefully by the time I obtained such things, we are at a position where Rylon here and myself could have some way of dealing with this man if he were to betray me.
Yes, I'm just stuck on this grocery list thing. Because he's told you how to cure yourself, and yet this is the same lich who has an undead army.
He's
Who-
an interesting man.
By all accounts, should not be trusted. Right? Am I wrong about this?
No?
So, why are you trusting him?
Well, you are just a magic man, right? So you tell me what you think.
Magic doesn't just solve everything, Eamon. That's not how it works.
Solves many of
I don't
my
just
problems.
know everything, right? I'm looking at the situation, and I'm thinking, how does this make sense?
Well, I mean,
You want
no,
to stop a lich, so you go to the lich, you talk to him.
he wanted to stop a lich.
He
Pointed
so
at Rylon.
Rylon did, but do you want to stop the lich?
It really depends on what the lich is actively doing and what I can do.
Okay,
I
so let me
didn't
ask you a question, right?
Mm,
Since the question has been posed to me, I'd make my delivery, which is
mhm,
not exactly like a life goal to me.
mhm,
Was a job.
mhm.
I make my delivery, and now I'm being asked what I want to do. So, what is your delivery here? What do you want to accomplish? Just this obelisk, right?
I just simply need to confirm the location of the obelisk,
And then,
and then I report back to the Duke. I go
Mhm.
home, and then I get to begin the long, arduous process of reclaiming my home.
right,
So at the end of the day, Ilfharyn, I
you're
have
the
a
one
journey.
that wants to stop the Lich, and Aemon will find the obelisk and will go home to the Duke.
Well, and he taps the grocery list again. Some of these things don't seem like I could just go pick them up at the corner store. Let's see. So he'd list off a few. We've got.
Let's put it this way.
Oh,
I'm the only one who has a foothold in this adventure.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever is willing to accompany me until I get that journey done, whatever they need to do, so be it. But if they're not willing to risk their lives for what I'm doing, then I cannot stop you. But that's not stopping me from moving my foot forward. Because I have a deadline, which would probably not going to be met. Because I'm supposed to be in Taostar before the Dark Reign, which is in less than, I'm assuming, a little bit over 24 hours from now. And, well, I don't have the necessary equipment that I needed. So I am unsure, because I have not received a reply from my friends after I sent a message, that, whether they've arrived there or not, or whether they are still alive, or whether they still have the necessary equipment necessary to stop the situation at hand. And I feel like I'm losing grip of what I need to do at this point.
Yes, it certainly sounds like that.
well, in reality, it seems as though you will likely be sticking with me even when I go home. As it seems that Zavriel? Kind of things. Your friend, mentioned
Sazriel.
Stazriel, mentioned my family home, and mentioned something about your seraph. One of them heading inside. I assume
He
that.
said that there was a seraph of Olmir, that that's headed that way, or Imperius, sorry, and that is the armor that we need, a seraph of Imperius.
And
Yes.
there you are. So, it seems that either fate or one of your gods is, and he like puts out his hand, makes hand motions, plucking their little fingers on the strings and moving all the pieces into the places they want.
Right, right. I understand this a little more now. So we're going to be stuck in Nov Ostoya, and then we're going to find the obelisk, right? And then we're going to leave here and go over to Bonasso.
Well, he also has other things to deal with here, I believe. Don't you have to contact your friends?
Well, my friends are God knows where at this point, and I've already tried to contact them, and they have not replied. Still waiting on a reply on that. But I wanted to come here specifically with Halifax because he wanted to find the source of his problems, or why he was the way he was, why he became a specter. And through Havarax, that lich, he gave us information about the Aether and the kindred that resided there, and his other half. It's a whole deal. And now that Halifax is gone, I feel like it is upon me, on my shoulders, to find more about this for him. So this is why I'm continuing to head into the belly of Nov Ostoya, find this obelisk, find the answers of what brings the darkness, because clearly when Halifax left, so did the darkness. And since he's linked to the obelisk because he touched said obelisk, there has to be a reason for that, and I want to know what.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, well, I can tell you one thing. I won't be touching the obelisk no matter what. Get a good look at it, draw a map, go home.
And clearly we knew from what we've encountered the other day with that dragon, or that serpent, that whatever is in the Aether is not to be tampered with.
Mm.
I will leave that to Delacruz. He can do whatever he likes as long as it only hurts him.
Right.
Mhm.
I so hope, Eamon, that your Delacruz, whatever his intentions are with this obelisk, is pure. Because then, unfortunately, there will be more than just the Seraph of Imperius in the Bonasau village.
Well, there is nothing I can do about it. I am currently but a bug beneath his feet. I have rank, but not enough. And I don't think that he would do anything so rash as to repeat any mistakes that might have happened with my family in the past. And I do hope that you wouldn't imply that he would. He kind of looks at you pointedly.
I've made enough assumptions about you and your people. I would rather die than do it again.
Hmm.
Well then, this is very good. Ilfharyn, do you
Yes.
decide to come along with us in our interesting decisions, as you say?
It's not like I have anywhere else to be. So,
Really good. We all best start on our nice rest here. I do think that perhaps we should stay in the same room.
what?
Well,
There's
we
one bed.
but there is plenty enough room on the floor if you lay side by side. He looks.
There's a perfectly good bed for Rylon upstairs.
I'm gonna go rest in my own bed. I paid for it. I've paid enough out tonight. I'm gonna go sleep in the only bed I'll probably have for the next couple of days.
Yes. Look, if you're scared or something anymore, I'm going to be here. So don't worry.
It's good to be cautious in a place that you are not from.
Yes. Don't worry. Magic solves everything.
And he walks over to the window, still in his nightgown. Pulls out a hammer from his pack.
He has a
And-
hammer too?
Oh yeah, Dungeoneer's pack, baby. Woo!
Oh my god, okay. Just wakes up everyone else in the tavern?
Good enough. Yeah, boom, boom, boom. I use the same holes, you know. I just I nudge
Okay.
that
Okay.
back into place.
Alright, sleep.
And yeah, I'm gonna prepare to go to sleep. Thoughts of vampires breaking through my window on my mind.
Okay. Ilfharyn, you go into trance.
Of course.
When you guys awake, the city is already bustling. It's early in the morning, and this is exciting. It's early in the morning. Rhythm Bot is playing ambience, by the way, so you can adjust that to fit your levels. But it's early in the morning, and the city is already bustling with people going about buying things that they need for Dark Rain, and you can hear hammers hitting nails as people are boarding up their windows, and it's already loud. And so maybe you even wake up a little bit before you were hoping to. But there's some strong commotion going on outside in the same direction as that house that you guys had been at last night.
I would obviously be the first thing I do when I wake up is adorn my armor. Of course, it's gonna take me about 10 minutes.
Yeah, Ilfharyn's already downstairs. He's got a drink. How much is a drink?
You would probably acquire one pretty easily, except the wacial kind from the night prior is not there, but their head is on the bar with a small letter or note.
All right. Well, I would have been down here probably 4 hours earlier than these guys.
Okay.
So, guess I'll read the note.
It reads, "Sorry, big man. Needed the firewood. It gets cold in the cathedral."
I put
Oh
it
my
back
goodness.
by the head. I sit down. I'm waiting for everybody else. Reading through my spellbook.
I'd come down eventually after. As soon as my armor's on, I'd come down.
Yeah, a couple hours later then.
A couple hours later? I mean, yeah, I guess if a farm
he's-
is up 4 hours into his
Yeah.
trance. Fair enough.
Yeah, people walk in, they look around, they see that.
So when does this
Bartender's
commotion
not
take
there.
place? From 4 in the morning?
No, like probably 7, 8.
Okay.
By the time that you would actually wake up, you guys stayed up super late talking about your life paths and what led
Drama.
you here. And you hear a shriek outside.
I'd wake up,
I'd make my way outside. I would brush past Ilfharyn and just kind of peek outside.
get dressed.
That's all been going on for a while. Might as well just leave it.
I ignore the faded man. He's clearly faded. He's clearly faded, so I walk
It hasn't
outside.
been going on the whole time that you were down there.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like probably about 3 hours after you got down there, like 7 a.m. It started up, and people shrieked at like, we'll say 7:30.
Yeah.
We'll give a definitive time. 7:30. People shrieked.
I'm just saying all the hustle and bustle has been going on for a while. The
Yeah.
shriek, Ilfharyn just doesn't pay attention to it.
Alright, I walk outside and I just peek. What's going on?
So there are guards holding back citizens, and the woman from last night. I gotta change the music for this.
You're pissing me off, Prowler. What's happening?
She's dead.
The woman from last night is actually 100% dead on the sidewalk or the road there, with standing over her a vampire, the same vampire from last night, and her sword is dripping blood as the throat of this woman is slashed, like her head almost all the way off, just hanging on by sinew, and the people are just, they're in an uproar about this, and Strella turns, looking around, and she shouts, "Where is the seraph? Find me the seraph!" And she is wearing, you recognize it the moment that you see it, because it's in the description of the item. She's wearing likely what Ilfharyn brought her, angel skin armor.
Oh, you bastard.
Armor cast from the flayed skin of seraphs. You are in a rage the moment that you see it. There is no going around it. There's no checkmate. You are actually in a rage.
That's fair.
That's in the rules.
That's in the rules. My wings shoot out and my eyes glow, and my whole body gives off a radiant energy.
Boot up Tailspire!
Boot it up! Boot it up!
On the inside, I'd be wandering down the stairs asking Ilfharyn for coffee.
You just see Rylon's wings go up.
Yeah, he walks out the door. He takes a peek to the right down the road, to the left down the road, pauses for a moment. His wings shoot out. And he just dashes away.
Now, this is daylight? We're in daylight right now, right?
This is daylight.
And she's chilling.
Yes, she is.
That's fucked up.
Oh yeah, I'm just sitting there on the fucking stairs like, what the fuck?
You see, the whole time that you were like, Prowler, we haven't had an encounter in 4 sessions, I was just grinning from ear to ear because I knew what was happening next. This has been in my notes for weeks.
Yeah. Everyone, check the deets. He just added it in. Check the Google Notes.
I'm gonna start sharing my notes with people, like the players or the listeners. I'm gonna start sharing them like days in advance.
All right, you gotta waiting on the GM right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, our new $100 Patreon goal is you get spoilers to the campaign.
I mean, I think about things far in advance. I get a lot of time to think at work. But yeah, so Rylon is outside.
Can I open this door?
Sure.
I'm definitely inside. Open this.
Okay.
Up
I know,
on the stairs,
fine. Where are
okay.
you? Still at
I'm
the
inside.
table?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, pick a place. Go ahead. Go and pick a place. But Rylon, what are you doing? It's a stupid question. We know what Rylon's doing.
Yeah, not even walking. I'm gliding at this point in the direction, kind of full speed ahead. In the direction of this vampire, and I essentially, from what I'm seeing right here, there's just civilians just kind of standing around, and then there's some guards, and then
Guards are holding them back. And then she's like standing over this body, blood pooling around it, head nearly hacked off, and she's wearing this it's like flayed skin over top of her plate, right? Like she was just brought a blanket of flayed angel skin, and has just fastened it tight to her armor. And the moment that she's like looking around, shouting this, like, "Where's the seraph? Find me the seraph!" She sees you, wings out, and a grin starts to cross her face.
I'm the Arthur meme right now. My fists are as clenched as humanly possible right now. As celestially possible right now. I'm pissed off. You take 1 level into Barbarian and Rage.
So are you flying or are you running?
I'm like 5 feet off the ground. I'm just
fast, like
just,
I get what you're saying.
I'm just like darting into her.
Just
direction.
like kicking up to the sides as you're like just whizzing by.
Yes.
Yeah, I get it. I'm gonna put you here then.
All right.
In fact, I'm gonna say you could probably slip past the guards because you're going so fast if you wanted to.
Sure. I'll be like a little right between them, but up front of them. Yeah, like that. Perfect.
Okay. Well, you know what this means.
Yeah, we're rolling.
We're rolling. We're adding an encounter, and we are dragging our tokens onto the foundry, and we are rolling.
For initiative.
Yes, for initiative. You guys are gonna be like, well, what? This guy again? I'm just using the same stat block because it's honestly how I imagine like most vampires to be. So combat.
I mean, this vampire is gonna be less hurt, I'm imagining, though.
Yeah.
'Cause he didn't take a fall.
And an angel armor plate.
Yeah. Whatever that means. One can assume is
it means
is resistant to the radiant damage, which I'm not a fan of.
it is so sick. We are having a good time right now. But yeah, drag your tokens onto the foundry map.
I'm not. We're in the world map right now.
Yeah, just drag it on anywhere.
I don't think we can drag our token. It's not how it works. It's not like Roll20.
Cannot, sir.
You have to assign
really?
us the things in the initiative.
That's nuts.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a button that you can press that will roll everybody's initiative.
Sometimes I do think maybe Roll20 is what's good. I'm so used to it, but I get it.
You rolled our initiatives for us? That's fucked up.
You literally just said you were sure that there was a button that I could press that would roll our initiatives for
No, I
us.
said that there's put us in the initiative sequence that we can roll our initiative.
Whatever, dude. You're whack. Use your stats.
I didn't get to roll. My GM's cheating.
The GM's cheating. He's fudging
Yeah,
the
the
rolls.
GM rolled you highest on the initiative.
He rolled
Guys,
me the lowest,
GM
and he rolled me the lowest, and I'm in the counter
Dude.
first. That's
This is what it feels to get railroaded by your DM, guys.
Oh my.
All right.
Hey guys, so we're taking applications for a new player to fill in the spot of undead.
Yeah,
If anyone
Jimmy.
would like to sign up in the Discord, just make sure you're in the Discord to sign up for it, and that you are following and subscribed to our Twitter, our Instagram, our YouTube.
And our $100 Patreon.
No, but yeah, I'm gonna give it. I'm not gonna do a surprise round, even though it practically is a surprise round. But Rylon's gonna start out because he's making a dash for this. Rylon, what are you? What? Tell me.
Okay. Almost reactively, Rylon is going to hold his hand on his chest, and he's going to cast, almost as a defensive spell, but also offensive at the same time. He's going to cast his Spiritual Guardians, and I'm going to be casting it at 3rd level. So
Spiritual Guardians at 3rd
everybody within 15 feet of me who I do not designate, which is obviously I'm going to designate my friends.
You're not going to designate Strella?
No,
more time?
for not attack.
One more time? Just one more time. Just for the viewers. Strella? No. And of course my allies and civilians, they're going to be okay. But these guards here and this vampire hoe, she's beat.
Okay. All right, and that's a what radius again? 15?
15 feet radius. Centered around me.
Yeah, are you moving at all?
If I have my turn, then sure, I will...
Yeah, you have your turn.
I will then fly, I'll say, another 5 feet in the air. So we're kind of like completely kind of like encompassing the area, but I have some distance between the people around me, at least a little bit.
Uh-huh.
So, how do I... Oh, is it Alt?
Yeah, hold down Alt while you're doing your little swirly bit, and you'll turn without moving your character.
Now, how do I raise myself? I forget how to do that.
I do that. I fly toggle, and then now you can control and hold down control and just bring your mouse up and down.
There we go. As I fly above them and I cast Spiritual Guardians, as I look down on her, kind of pointing down on her, and I say, "You've made a grave mistake, vile woman." And then that will be my turn.
Okay. And then coming around to the next turn, which would be Eamon.
Alright, and so as a quick question, so was that like a surprise round for him?
No, it was,
Okay, cool.
It was just kind of like I want to start the turn order with him, even though he was at the bottom.
Absolutely. All right. So at this point, seeing what's going on, I'm going to go ahead and glance down to Ilfharyn and say, "Well, that's not good." And he would go ahead and activate my chitinous armor, which my skin begins to shift into a more hardened shell, and I gain +2 to AC and -10 to my move.
Okay.
And I activate that as my bonus action, and then as my standard and move, I'm going to start sprinting out the door. How far can I get here? With 70 feet of movement.
Measure it out.
Trying to do that here from inside the house here.
Switch it to the line tool. So this is you said 70 feet. You said 70 feet, right?
Oh yeah.
Right here is 48 feet, and then it would go from here to what here? Here would be 70-ish feet. 72.
Perfect. Yeah, so I'm gonna actually come around this corner. I'm gonna move to I'm gonna jump over these seats here. I'm gonna move to here and prepare to jump over this thing and get over here. I'm gonna stand behind this little wall for now.
Okay. Is that your turn?
Yeah, and I'm kind of peeking over the wall to get a look at what the hell Rylon's doing. We'll peek over the wall and assess the situation.
Okay, so you see that Rylon is like flying over. Do you need me to actually repeat it, or?
No.
Okay, cool. Because I want to keep this combat moving.
Yep.
And so Rylon, as you're doing this, you're how high above the ground?
10 feet above the ground.
10 feet above the ground. Okay, then let's see here. Sorry, I've just gotta look over these stats again because vampires are nuts. Yeah. Okay. You see her disappear into a puff of mist, and all of a sudden she is right next to you in the air, coming down from just above you with an overhead swing, and swings at you.
She has to make a wisdom saving throw to start off with.
Can do that. 7.
Fails. All right, so she takes 11 radiant damage.
11. Got it.
Off the jump.
Okay.
And yep. So whatever she does.
Okay, and so she swings at you through the air in this overhand swing for a 19.
Hits.
For a total of 11 slashing damage.
All right.
And vampires, they're quick, and she of course does extra attack. And so in falling still, she's gonna bring her sword to try and catch her leg too, rolling a 24 to hit.
Hits.
For another 11 slashing.
All right.
And then she ends her turn. Yeah.
Got it.
Sorry, I was just reading some more stats. Coming over to Nezzy. This is already people are getting back. They're running and getting away from this as all of a sudden you come whooshing by past them. That already spooked them enough, but now they've got this vampire fighting against you, and you don't really know whether it's because the people of Ostoya are still human beings and maybe this isn't what they want or what, but the guards are almost hesitant to even join this fight. It looks like they're looking at you and they're possibly contemplating it, but that's what we know as we come into Ilfharyn's turn.
All right, I'm gonna move, try and see what the commotion is about finally. So I can move 30 feet.
Okay.
That is to there, right?
That is 30 feet. Yeah.
All right, I will move to there.
So you move from the inn to the doorway of the inn.
Yep. I think I just about have line of sight at this point. Okay. I'm going to draw my rapier I'm going to go into Blade Song. Which I don't think that I can just move another 10 feet with that. It increases my walking speed by 10 feet, so I don't know. That's up to you if I can move another 10.
Sure.
Okay, I'll do that in a sec. That is bonus. With action, I will use my innate blur and use the next 10.
Okay. And sorry, did you say you end there?
I end when I use those 10 feet, so if you just want to move on, go ahead.
I want to see where you move.
Right to there.
Before the end of your turn. Yikes. Legendary action. The vampire is going to move. She's going to glare at Rylon hovering there above the air, and she's going to smirk. And all of a sudden, she says,
Seraph, I will make you suffer before I bring your end.
and she dashes underneath Rylon and away towards Eamon in like the blink of an eye. It's so quick, and she does not take opportunity attacks in doing this. And now it is Rylon's turn.
All right.
Rylon,
will...
at the start of your turn, she's gonna move another 30 feet. And as she's running by, just for flavor, she slashes the head off of one of these peasants, and they like clamber for their head for a moment as it like falls off the back behind them, and they like topple over onto their side, dead.
All right. So I'm going to then move. I try to make my way. I make my way, still hovering, in her direction. So I'm standing almost above her. In some
What's your
way.
movement speed?
So my spiritual guardians are 30 feet.
So 30 would be 5 tiles.
5 tiles.
Or 6 tiles. Sorry, 6 tiles.
Okay, sorry. It's hard to tell because it's not
Be like
feet
there.
in Tailspire. So I'm right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
That's fine. So I will then kind of hold my finger gun on her direction, and I'm going to cast a guiding bolt at her, and I will cast it at 2nd level.
A guiding bolt at her at 2nd level. Okay.
And as just a sorcerer thing, I'm going to twin it, so I'm going to cast it twice. So I'm going to spend 2 sorcery points to cast Guiding Bolt twice at 2nd level. So first attack, natural 1, fails.
Oof. Yeah.
Second attack, 10, doesn't hit. Fuck.
Does not hit. She's just moving so fast. Like you see the guiding bolts like streak behind her, and then like it's like, for lack of other references, like in Naruto where they run and they like appear and then they disappear and then they appear and they disappear. It's like that quick, and all of a sudden she's just like gone, and your guiding bolt like smashes into the ground.
All right, and that's my turn.
Chunks of rubble like fly up and stuff like that. And then we come over to Eamon again, and Eamon, at the start of your turn, she is going to use a legendary action to get over this railing like right next to you.
Body her, Eamon, come on!
Yeah, he puts his weapon back on his belt and raises his fist in a boxer-like stance. Is that all she does?
Yeah, that's all she does. Just movement.
Okay, great. Yeah, I am going to let out a flurry of blows as I attack here. And I am going to be attacking using my monk's ability to use force damage.
Oh yeah, you're playing Leaden Crown, and we have not had really many fights where you could use your force kind of strikes. That's sick.
Indeed. And I'm going to attempt to back this bitch up off me.
Okay. 11. Doesn't
11.
hit.
Alright. So he swings with a miss, and there'd be like a whoosh past her hair as the force comes out.
Mm-hmm.
13.
13 does not hit. And as a reaction, because you're so close, this is a melee attack. She's going to use Battlemaster Riposte.
Go on. My AC is 18, sir.
A 24.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And add the superiority die, so let me do that really quick. 20 slashing.
Whew. That'd be a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot. Man, that package is really just rough right now. Ilfharyn really got you guys goofed. Is that your turn?
No. As she kind of digs her sword into me, I would immediately try to lash out with my right hook at her face.
Okay, that's sick.
He still got 2 more attacks. Let's go.
I'm not done yet.
Yeah, she like sinks her sword into your like the side of your midsection. Make that attack. 7 nat 1. And are you striking out again? She like ducks under it with lightning quick speed.
As he swings out one more time, the last elbow. Please, God. A 9.
A 9.
Dude,
So
what
you,
is
so you
good?
like swing right hand, miss, try and come back with the elbow, and she never even came up from her duck. So you just like you're swinging at nothing, and it looks almost comical. Is that your turn?
Yeah, other than that, I'm going to stand here and not move because I do not want to get hit again immediately.
Back to her turn. She's going to pull the sword out and do like a spin. Like it's a kind of a confined spot right here with this this stone wall from this inn and this table right next to her, and you're kind of like backed into a corner. And she does like a spin around kind of swing for a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay, with 17 slashing damage.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to, as a reaction, I'm going to, I have an ability for my Seraph transformation where I can, if an ally within 60 feet of me takes damage, I can use my reaction to cast a 1st level spell or higher to that damaged creature and restore hit points. So I'm going to cast as my distance my spell. I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on Eamon at 2nd level. So I will cast that at 2nd level as I take the sorcery points for doing so. He takes 2d8, or he receives, I should say, 2d8 plus my charisma 4. Take 20 HP back, Eamon, and to combat that as well, because of my ability of Voice of Authority, I invoke the power to drive an ally to attack. So when I cast a spell on an ally, so it kind of intertwines into that, they can use their reaction to make a 1-weapon attack against the creature of their choice. So Eamon, you get a free attack.
Yo, that's so sick. And so also add back 4 more HP because I forgot I used a couple Blood Fury points there, so I didn't get the full bonus damage in those 2 swings that hit you. So you do get back 4 as well on top of that. And so like as you get slashed into and she like, or stabbed into, and she like pulls it out, immediately goes for a swing after you miss all of your strikes, gets you across the chest like shoulder to shoulder, and just as the sword like runs across from shoulder to shoulder, trailing closely behind it is like a ripple of silvery blue energy, sealing up that same wound that was just created. And she turns to Rylon, snarling, and you have a free attack. You can make it.
Yeah, as he's like reeling from that attack, he just lets out one last uppercut and yells out,
Come on, now!
Ilfharyn, catch!
She's with that Ilfharyn catch line. I really hope you hit.
24.
24. Okay. Yeah, roll the damage. That's force, right?
It is force, and I'm going to use my ability to push her back 10 feet towards
That
Ilfharyn.
is so sick. Okay.
For 5 damage, but
for 5
I'll take
damage,
it.
and she's
Magical
picked
blood
back
force.
10 feet. 5 damage. Okay, let me get that on here. That was a sick scene right there. And she like flies back, skidding and coming to her balance, kind of like dust kicking up around her. And these citizens of Ostoya are still like running and hiding, and like they're not going to be part of this. And wow, that was a lot in that turn. Having 1 more attack left, because she made the first attack on your turn as a Yeah,
she just spun around and attacked. She should have another attack, I think.
Yeah, okay. And she turns around and attempts to slash once at Ilfharyn. Like, kind of just fully aware of her surroundings, like vampiric senses heightened right now. Comes to a skid, spins around, slashes for an 11, misses. Ilfharyn like deflects it with his rapier.
That's the blade singing right there. You see it?
And we come over to Ilfaryn's turn.
Okay. We're gonna kick this off with some rapier hits. So, first attack.
And her armor is just like glowing with seraphine celestial power, which is like just like a sickening thing to see on a blood drinker. A 21 does hit.
21. Okay. 11.
And it's just piercing, non-magical.
It is piercing, non-magical.
You see, let me just double check this. It doesn't even pierce. Like you hit dead center, it does not even pierce.
Oh dear. Okay, second attack. I can use a cantrip. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll go with Booming Blade here.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll see if it actually hits first. If it does, I'll roll it. 21. Okay.
21 does hit.
Okay, so she doesn't take damage, but damage would have been 6. Booming Blade. Depends if she moves or not. She's currently sheathed in energy. Bonus action. We're gonna go ahead and cast a spell here. We're gonna delve into these guys' spells. We're gonna go with
Okay.
Serpent Tongue.
Serpent tongue.
Serpent Tongue. My tongue turns into a poisonous serpent.
Ew!
I make an
That's
attack.
disgusting, first off.
Yep. Yes, it is. 7. It does not hit. The serpent is useless.
Yeah, rough. You like pierce her once, or try and pierce her the first time, nothing happens. Hit her again, and she's like smirking, cackling at you as this like booming energy forms around her, and she has no idea. And you lash out with the tongue, and she like deflects it away with the broadside of her sword, and is going to use her last legendary action for the turn to make a calculated strike against you.
This is a disadvantage.
Okay, that's actually really good to know. A 16
Does not hit.
does not hit. Is it close?
Because I'm blade singing, it's 18.
That's sweet. Okay, yeah, she like slashes at you, and you just kind of like step to the side, like letting it slide down the edge of your rapier as you like hold it up at like a downward angle. And then we come into to Rylon's turn.
As I come flying in, I say, Ilfharyn, that teacher of yours is something crazy, and I move my 30 feet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tiles.
Uh-huh.
As I'm now, my spiritual guardians now are in her entrancement, in her radius. So at the start of her turn, she'll have to make a wisdom saving throw. So keep that in mind.
Okay.
I am going to, let's see. I am going to cast. We'll try it again. I will double up on sorcery points, and I will cast. But this time, I will cast it at first level. Guiding bolt at her. So I will twin the spell at first level. So I will use 1 sorcery point on her. So first attack, natural 1 again. Sheesh. As I roll again,
That is rough.
22.
22. Okay, that does hit.
All right, so she takes 16 radiant damage, and the next attack on her is at
16.
advantage. So whoever hits her next on the next attack, which I'm assuming is Eamon, has advantage on his attack, first attack. And
Okay.
that is it's my turn.
Okay, undead.
Okay. Yeah, so as I was just reduced to 3 HP, I'm going to go ahead and say that my form would begin
Well, no,
to
I
appear-
gave you 20 HP. Back.
Yeah, you did it, but I was at 3 HP prior,
Okay.
right? So I'm gonna say that was a pretty big blow, and I would begin this my concentration on keeping my form would begin to slip, and he would continue to allow it to slip, and his arms would turn into the hooked talons, and the bones would break and etc., and he would begin running behind her, and I'm going to let out a flurry of vicious attacks upon her. While
Okay.
she's not facing behind. While she's not facing me.
Yeah.
Buster jaw, Eamon. Now's your chance.
Alright, first attack, and I'm going to activate Flurry of Blows. Ooh, that's going to be a crit.
26 crit.
Whew.
Let's go.
Alright, so, and this is going to be plus another 1d6, which is
Okay.
also going to crit because it's a dice roll.
I need to know what kind of
This is going to be
What kind of-
magical slashing.
magical slashing. Got it. Okay.
So let me make sure it also crits the 1d6.
Oh, do your transformation attacks count as magical?
Yeah, because I'm a monk and I'm using my arms as an unarmed weapon, which would be magical. It's not the force damage thing. It's just a monk thing that your unarmed attacks at a certain level become magical.
That's
Oh,
sick.
In
with
nature.
the transformation. Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, synergy. Boom, boom,
Synergy,
boom.
baby. Bah, bah,
Man,
bah.
sadly some really low rolls on that, but 13.
Indeed.
Okay.
13, and as I rip into her here, she gains the bleeding condition. I think she has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah,
What
it's
is
up
the
there. DC 14 con?
which of those dice are the ones that would naturally occur? Like is it 1d6 of each of those is like the natural dice, like the non-crit dice?
So it's 1d6 is the my normal attack. 1d6 is the extra damage from being in the claw form, and then the crits on top of that.
So it's 46, not 66.
Oh, why did it roll so many?
So subtract third, so it should be 10 damage.
There you go, 10 damage.
Okay. But what I'm saying is how many dice would it normally have rolled for your damage if you did not get a crit? Just the 2d6?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So then see in Roll20 you can kind of factor it in, but in Foundry it's kind of tricky to do because you don't have like a critical thing. But we max out our first dice in Rules of Rules V2 in this campaign and all of my other campaigns because nobody likes little bummy critical hits. And so that's actually 7 plus another 8, so 15 damage on those that 46 that you just rolled, plus your
There we go.
modifiers, which would be I don't know whatever modifiers you have to add to that.
Yeah, it's just a for the modifiers. It's just the Constitution saving throw, I believe.
You gotta roll the con save to see if he is bleeding.
Oh, okay.
You can click the.
I mean, he doesn't have like his dex mod to that damage or anything like that. That's what I'm asking.
I don't think so. I think it's just a flat 1d6, right, for monks?
for the extra dice, it's a flat 1d6.
A 22 nat 20 on the con save.
Yeah, that'll succeed.
Okay, so let me get that magical damage mark down here.
That's good because she's got 3 more attacks coming at her.
Okay. Yeah. So what's up next?
All right, it's gonna be another slashing attack. He attacked with one hand, her arm. He's gonna slash out with the other. It kind of scraping along the side of the stone wall as it attacks out at her.
I'm gonna let you kind of pick what sort of weapon does this slashing weapon look like? Your bony
Yeah, what do you
aberration
contour,
arm.
man?
I would say that I've flattened one of the arms out mostly to kind of look similar to like a long scythe, like a big slashing weapon.
Oh,
And the other one is filled with many different talons and like sharp spikes and such.
that's sick. Okay. Yeah, make that next attack then.
Which you didn't use your advantage, so you have advantage.
All right, and he would roll with advantage and roll a 12.
12
sucks.
does not hit.
That's okay. I swing. I'm assuming she dodges out of the way, and I have 2 more coming.
Correct. And that second one, she's going to repost.
Come on, let's. Fuck. Can I please, goddamn, roll stop below 10?
A
Stop rolling
13.
below 10. That's not gonna hit. Thank
Okay,
God.
so you like lash out at her. She's now the enemy on each side. Eamon behind her, and Ilfharyn in front of her. Rylon not far off, kind of catching up, and she like is slashing at Ilfharyn, misses. All of a sudden, she's getting barraged from behind, and like whips around in like a half calculated strike and misses like wide. What else do you do?
Yeah, he would try to like, as he's pushing her sword aside, blocking that blow, he's gonna lash out with the spiked arm and try to drive it up into her stomach. And here we go.
A 15
50.
does not hit. It like grazes off of the angel skin, like wrapped around her armor. Man, and Rylon, you're just infuriated. This is just like not natural at all.
Then with one last effort, he like leaning back, he's gonna try to do a scythe attack right at her face, try to slash her cheek, and 20 to hit.
A 20 does hit.
All right, there we go. All right, that's gonna be 11 magical slashing damage, and a DC 14 con save, please.
A 7. Okay, so you said how much slashing damage was that? 11?
11 magical
She's
slashing,
bleeding
sir.
now, right?
And now she is currently bleeding, so she cannot regain hit points from spells or abilities. She can only consume hit dice or complete a long rest. Or she can re-roll the con save at the end of her turn. Which is next turn.
Okay. Sorry, I was reading one of her abilities really quickly. And so you end your turn, right?
I do.
Okay, and what does she have to roll now? A wisdom save and a con save?
Just a con save. Or
just a con
wisdom
save.
save from me and a con
Yeah.
save from
Yes.
at the end of her turn. The beginning of her turn from me.
At the
A
end of
10.
return from me.
A 10 on the wisdom.
Fail. All right, so she takes. Sorry, I gotta scroll up to look for the spirit dragon. All right, so she takes 14 radiant damage. Start of her
14.
turn, and her movement is halved. Not that that really means much, but it's there.
Okay. Then and what about this con save?
That's at the end of her turn.
Okay, and does anything happen until then?
She can't regain hit points.
Oh, that is so big.
Yeah.
She can't regain hit points.
She this turn. She can make the save again this turn at the end, but she can't do it this turn.
Is that just like flat from any source? She cannot regain hit points?
She can only regain it from hit dice and completing a long rest. So if she wants to go inside and take a nap in that inn, she can regain hit points.
sir. Yes, sir. Jared Hawker in the chat. Let's go.
Wow, that dang, dude. So
You were
vampires have
planning
this
on
thing.
regaining.
Vampires have this thing called Fanged Bite. It costs 1 fury point, and they take a bite action and alongside their like attack action. And the damage dealt by it, which is it's fairly large, 2d6 necrotic damage, plus 1d4 piercing damage plus strength or dex modifier of my choice. And then the vampire would gain hit points equal to the necrotic damage dealt. So they like a maximum of 12, you know? And then they get back another 3 fury points, which is big. But that kind of throws that out the gutter.
Smile.
That's nuts.
Something good had to happen after 5 missed attacks in a row.
She is going to turn to Eamon. Like Amon's clearly like the main attacking force on her right now. It seems like she like 2 rapier pokes just didn't even do anything to her. Ilfharyn kind of looking like a joke right now, and she is going to turn and make a feigning attack against you, Eamon.
Okay. Yeah, he's looking pretty rough. Like he's got a big old wound in his side, and he's just sitting there with both of his arms out, waiting for it.
17.
That's gonna miss. Just barely, but it's gonna miss.
Wow.
Hate to see it. Hate to see it.
You really
Love
do
this.
hate to see it. And she's gonna follow it up with another strike, and it's gonna be a calculated strike. She's gonna burn her last fury point. She can't
This one's
regain
gonna
them.
do it.
Like this needs to be it.
Give me some
um,
undead luck. Give me some fucking 1.
An 11.
Yeah.
And she gets like a +8 on her attacks.
He's too quick. He's too quick. Eamon
He
de
is
la
a-
Vascon.
Yeah, she like slashes in like a diagonal sort of strike, and he like kind of bobs to the side like his whole contorted mess of a form with like spikes jutting out of one of his arms, you know, aberrant horror stuff, and then like comes back like as a horizontal strike, and he like just monk shit jumps up above it, and oh my gosh, I just need a half a second to think about what's gonna happen. I'm gonna cut out any break that I take from this podcast, and the listeners will never even know that it happened.
Yo, Ilfharyn, murder this clown.
Chop her up. Chop her up.
This is not looking
I
good
can't
for
do
her.
damage.
She's moving. She's actually
Best
gonna move.
not.
She got half her movement speed.
Oh my gosh, that's so true.
She's moving. She's gonna take the booming blade damage.
Yeah, she doesn't know that though. So she tries to move 15 feet away, like staggering, kind of hobbling. I'm gonna roll that. Like that's kind of what's happening. Is she's just so injured, she's hobbling, and she's like turning around, shouting, "Guards, guards!" And they're like tucked away against the sides of buildings and stuff like that. They do not want to be part of this. They're seeing what's happening to her. They're not part of it. And she's a blood drinker, so maybe they just don't want to even support that to begin with. Like, yeah, they kind of have to, is their job typically, but like, new sheriff in town, really. And what happens? We're gonna find out because it's gonna come over to Nezi's turn.
Question.
But also Booming Blade. What happens?
Wait, hold on. Did she run there, or did she
She did run there. That's opportunity attack territory.
Yeah, so
Both of you guys.
you see it looks like I
Oh my
want
gosh.
to do it, right? You see me like want to do it, but something goes wrong and like I flinch up and I can't, but Ilfharyn, you certainly can.
What do you mean you
Oh,
flinch up
I
and you
can't.
can't?
I can't. I
Is that
can't.
your mutation
It is
thing
today. Yeah, it is
Oh,
today.
that's so sick.
It
Is that
is.
your flaw?
No, it's just my form today. Is that?
Yeah, every
I'm-
morning he has
Oh
to
my
roll a 1d100 to see what his aberrant horror
Oh my
messes
I
with,
can't
like how it
take
messes with him.
reactions, lads. Not today.
That is so cool.
Alright.
Grim
Bad
Hollow
timing
really
for
knocks it
the-
out of the park.
Bad
man.
timing for the first combat encounter.
Alright,
5 seconds.
so she's taking a 2d8 because she moves.
A 2d8.
Wait, wow.
5 thunder.
Wait, why did I add a 1d8 there?
So
I
4
don't know
takes
what's
4.
going on right now.
Takes 4 thunder.
But yeah, 4 thunder. I don't know what's
Oh.
going on with the extra dice right now.
No, yeah, it says it increases to 2d8. Oh no, hang on. The melee attack. Oh, the melee attack does an additional 1d8.
Yeah, yeah, because
Oh.
you take your it's like on your turn. So you take the sword attack. That was your initial attack.
Yeah, and then it does the thunder, and then if they move, they do a 2d8. So that damage should have applied because I hit her with it. So she should have taken a 1d8 thunder when I hit her.
Okay.
Initially. So,
Yes,
Yeah.
So it's
yes.
just 5 damage overall.
And now you get a reaction in your turn. She's running away.
I don't know if this actually works, but I'm gonna. So I have Warcaster.
Uh-huh.
So I can cast a spell, basically. I don't know if I Booming Blade her, if she's going to take the damage again. I think she would have to stop moving if it hit. Otherwise, she risks the damage again.
Man, do you remember the expectations document that we went over when you decided to be part of this campaign?
Yeah.
Know your
Yeah.
class, dude. God.
Yeah, I'm just going to do it. And I think she just has to stop moving or she takes it again. So we're going to go for an attack.
This is a reaction, by the way. This is your
Yeah, but I can cast a spell because of Warcaster.
And it is his turn now as well.
Yeah. Well, this is my react. Whatever. Okay, 23 hits.
23 does not hit. Just kidding, it hits. Yeah.
Okay,
definitely.
the damage doesn't fucking matter. But the Booming Blade does. Jesus.
Oh.
It'll be 8 thunder damage, and if she continues moving, then she'll take another 8.
8 thunder damage, you say.
On the hit. Yeah.
Now is this it's a guaranteed thing, like even if she can't take opportunity attacks against her, like it's a guaranteed thing that she will.
As
If-
long
if
as she
I
takes
hit-
a step.
If I hit the attack, it does an additional 1d8 at level 5. And then if she moves, she'll take a 2d8.
But did you say she can't have opportunity attacks against it?
No, she does.
Oh, okay.
No, she does because she's just moving.
This is the thing. He attacks her. He hits her with the initial damage, and if she moves, she takes an additional 1d8 thunder damage.
No, she takes a 2d8 if she moves.
Okay,
A 1d8.
2d8.
Oh my gosh.
That happens.
Okay.
That happens. So like she gets hit. She's 5 feet away at that point or whatever,
Mhm.
and then
Oh yeah, because at 5th level it
Yeah.
increases the
Yeah.
cantrip damage. Okay, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And if she continues moving now, so basically she's trying to run, but I'm saying if you keep moving, then you're gonna take more damage.
So what he's telling you is that she took the initial damage because he already booming bladed her the first time. So she began walking. As soon as she took that step, she took the booming blade damage.
Mhm.
Then he got
And
his
then I did it again.
reaction, and then he
Yes.
hit her again, and she's still moving, but she doesn't stop her movement. So she's
Well,
gonna.
she
she's-
can. She could.
Well,
I guess.
Yeah, but she's going to move her what she was already moving.
The full
away.
declared speed, yeah.
Yeah, the full declared speed, and then it's his turn now.
Yes.
So she takes that. I'm assuming 1d8 damage off the jump, and then if
Yeah,
she
yeah.
kept moving, it continued on the booming blade damage, the secondary booming blade damage. So yeah, that's crazy. She
That is
beat
nuts.
herself.
Thank you, by the way, for giving the listeners that full recap of that jumble of rules that just happened.
Yeah.
So you guys are all kind of gathered up in front of the inn right now. She just ran hobbled away from Ilfharyn and is back out into the street, and she looks like she's trying to make a break for it, but she's just like so messed up. And it's now Ilfaryn's turn.
All right. She's looking pretty messed up, right?
Uh-huh.
You know what? I think I just gotta do it. Hey,
you need to achieve.
We're just gonna do it. Okay. Action. I'm gonna wall of fire.
Wow. What?
Wait It can be up to. Okay? So I'm going to make a circle that just encompasses her. It's going to be a circle. Right? Dexterity save.
1 foot thick, a ring wall up to 10, 20 feet.
Or a
tall.
ringed wall. Yeah, he's right. A ringed wall. Let's go.
And the damaging part is going to be on the inside.
Okay, and what kind of roll does she have to make?
A dexterity save.
Okay.
Which she's probably good at.
She
It literally
passed.
doesn't matter. It matters at 0% what the damage is, as long as it does at least 1. And so
She's not-
And so I see in my mind like she's hobbling away, and Ilfharyn like glances to Rylon and like side eyes towards Eamon, and just comes around with like still having his rapier in his hand. I would assume, like
Yep.
both hands come around in like a half circle motion from like up, around towards the sides to underneath, and like then shoot up. And just along with these fingers, like just shooting up with his hands, this column of flame just spits forth from the ground itself, and like encompasses her, and it burns for
5d8.
like a flash moment.
How do you?
Yeah, yeah, it burns for like a flash moment of 5d8, and then when it subsides, like it just quickly. Almost like getting sucked back into the ground, like starts up and then like gets sucked back into the ground, and disappears entirely, leaving like a glowing hot spot on the stone road, and nothing but a pile of ashes with this angel skinned armor and a small ring.
Woo.
And now I don't want to have any RP here, but is it fair for me to assume that you just explain what do you do with this ring and this angel skin armor?
I'll let those guys decide.
Concentrate on returning to my form.
I mean, I would drop to ground level, so I would meet the ground, and I would run towards the equipment on the ground, and I would grab towards the angel skin armor, and I would just kind of almost in a daze, like a fanatical daze, just kind of trying to look over it and see what I'm looking at right now. Obviously, I don't know it's angelic armor.
Like
right?
literally
So, like,
0 RP here. You find out somehow probably that it's angel skin armor, and what do you do with it and this ring?
I scoop
And
it.
you
I scoop
just
it.
keep it?
Take it. I take all of it. Keep
Like you wouldn't try and sell it or anything like that, or try and bury it anywhere?
No. Ring in the pocket, and I will take the armor and try to put my way into my room as quick as possible,
Okay.
so I can hide it.
And Stazriel, like, he's around too.
Is he? Where was he?
Long night. You guys woke him up. Who knows? And I want to know kind of what is Ilfharyn? Does Ilfharyn have any plans? Let's say hypothetically, until Dark Reign,
Until Dark Reign?
which is in about 48 hours or 40 hours.
Until Dark Reign, probably just gonna relax, go through the spell list, consult with the party about the best tactics to take here. I'm assuming, he's assuming that there might be some combat here.
One could say.
But he's a pretty relaxed guy. He's pretty happy to just chill out.
Okay. What about Eamon? Hypothetical, from here until Dark Reign.
Hypothetical, he's going to try to get his cut from killing this fucking bloodsucker from Rylon, which would be the ring, if he saw him pick stuff up.
His cut? What the fuck?
Okay. So we can sort out what that quote-unquote cut is later. And then coming back to Rylon, is there anything that you would hypothetically do between now and Dark Reign?
That's right. I would, coming right from this scenario, make my way towards the house and look for the child.
The house. Try and find the kid. They're under a bed. What do you do with the kid? Next 2 days.
I keep him with me.
You keep him with you.
Keep him safe.
Okay.
And then I, at the same time, would be conversing with Ilfharyn and seeing what he can do and what I can do, and try to balance that out between now and Dark Reign.
Okay. Then this is gonna be sick. Get this. You guys are gonna be like, oh my god, brother. Why?
Just like that.
You all die.
Real new characters.
This is so sick. So Ilfharyn, you cast, coming back to the end of the fight, you cast this this wall of fire. It's a small circle because it doesn't. It's really up to you, kind of up to a 20-foot or 20, whatever. You cast a small circle. Gouts of flame come up from the air, and in a cinematic moment, because we're storytellers here, as the flames come back down and vanish, it immediately flashes to nighttime. You guys are outside the tavern. It's been 2 days, and it is the first night of dark rain, and you just killed some sort of creature. You don't know what it was. You've never seen it before, but it was something that came from dark rain. It ran on 4 feet, and you hear in the distance a shriek. The streets are empty. It is pitch black out because dark rain, both the moons are just eclipsing. Nothing there. You like just finished killing this creature, and Rylon like casts something that strikes another creature that's like not even out of an alleyway, like in the shadows yet. Eamon is doing something. Who knows? But it is now dark rain, the first night, and you hear shrieking in the distance as we cut to the end of this session.
I'm glad that bitch got what she deserved, and we're richer for it.
Yeah, 80 platinum richer. Plus this angel skin armor that you could probably sell for a lot of money.
I'm not selling the skin of my people.
Yeah,
you
that's
sick
so
bastard.
that's so messed up.
How much was it?
But we all understand like what's happening right now, right? It's like 1 second you were fighting, and then we flash to pitch black. It's been 2 days, and you guys are fighting again.
In the midst of dark rain, the worst time possible.
Yeah, I kind of just assumed that Rylon would drag everyone out to protect the people.
I mean, I don't have to drag. If they don't want to come, that's on them. But I'm out there.
I figured.
I'm ready to scuff.
And we're gonna find out a lot next session. And I can't imagine the next 4 sessions not having encounters in them. You guys will die.
Says who?
Anyways, with that being said, we just want to take a moment to thank all of our listeners. It's been a crazy couple weeks after our launch for us. We check the stats every day. We're active in our Discord, hanging out with our community. They're having a good time. We're having a good time. We hope that you join us. But if you like what you listen to, it would go a long, long way to rate us on whatever platform you're listening to us on. Go follow our Instagram. Go follow our Twitter. Links in the description. Thank you, Jimmy. This was a good session. Next one's going to be better. And we'll see you next time. Remember, never split the party. Thank you.